I still have the Neighbours theme stuck in my head. I don't know why.
Some people just have shows that they like that they can't explain.
Everybody needs good neighbours. Okay, this is a mind. Ooh, hello. This is confusing. It's trying to use that to fix my hair because it's flipped, and so I can't get my. No, just can't look at it. Is anybody listening? Hello, Scarlett. Hello, Veronica. Veronica. I'm in a very sing-songy mood.
You are.
I don't know why.
No, I don't know.
We're taking requests, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Let's take ready. Lovely. Post that on Instagram. Good morning, Amanda. Hello, Ben the Overlord. Good evening, Victoria. Hello, Megan. Hello, Archie. Currently playing the National playing that famous Nintendo Switch game, the National Theatre. Currently painting the National Theatre for my art homework. Did you get permission for them to paint it? Which part of it? I'm joking. I assume you're painting the outside, the iconic brutalist design, not like Michelangeloing bits of the ceiling. Although a nice mural inside the National might be nice. What? It's nice. It's just a very sort of intensely plain aesthetic they have going on. What if they did, that thing in Epcot where they have Festival of the Arts?
Hi, Mickey.
And everyone has a square that they get to paint a different color. What if they did that at the National Theatre as a great public works project?
I mean, that would be cute.
Right? And you make a mural and then eventually you find out that it's like...
Oh, I hope you had a great time at Cabaret, Adam.
Cutting me off.
Hi, James.
Hello, Evan the Nerd.
Oh, Veronica says your hair looks great.
Thank you. I was fishing for that one.
Oh, we have numbers.
I'm like Tinkerbell. I need to hear it.
What does this mean?
I don't know.
There's a crown and a number 1. Veronica has a crown and number 2.
Is it channel members? I'm not sure.
No, because there's more.
Means.
Channel members.
Hello to you, DJ from Colorado Springs. Hey, on the train home from seeing Born with Teeth. You need to see it if you haven't already. A 90-minute tour de force. We are seeing it next week, I think. I'm just going to swap this over. Saw Cabaret, easily the best thing I've seen in a long time, maybe ever. Adam, was that your very first time seeing Cabaret?
No, Veronica says it's a new thing for live chat. I think you get a point for every comment because Veronica's now number 1.
Veronica's now number 1. Oh my gosh, there's a leaderboard, everybody. There's a leaderboard in the comment section. Wow. Adam, did you see Rob Madge in Cabaret? Because we were chatting to Rob earlier today.
Yeah.
First time chatting to, other than after the show, when saw them as the MC. First time chatting to Rob since seeing them as the MC. So it was just repeating back everything I've said about them online. But yes. Who else have we got here?
Hi, Star. Hi.
Have you heard any rumours on the future of The Curious Case of Benjamin Button? I'm so desperate to believe it will go on UK tour. I think...
When you did the chat with them after the show...
Yeah, I think they have ambitions for future things and future places. I think the nature of... The company is such a little family, and I think there's obviously a lot of other talented actor musicians in the UK and around the world, but I think there's a sensation of this group being a core sort of Benjamin Button family. So I'm optimistic that the reason why, because it's selling very well right now, I'm also optimistic that the reason why it's closing in London is because they can't do simultaneous productions like Operation Mincemeat is doing. Like Mincemeat is in London, and then while it's in London doing Broadway, and then while it's on Broadway then doing international tour with like possibly 3 simultaneous casts if Broadway continues to run into the tour. But I don't think Benjamin Button's going to do that. I think Benjamin Button is going to... one cast at a time. I don't know if we'll see parallel.
It's interesting though, because I don't know, because like
we could. There's enough talent, but I'm optimistic that that's why it's closing in London and not continuing, because it's going UK tour or somewhere else. Who else do we have? Have you seen Tangled? What would you think of a Tangled musical? Tangled is one of the ones I think would need a little more flesh.
They're working on it.
They are working on it. I just think it needs subplot. It's like, because when you look at the ones like Aladdin,
Mm.
they have to put so much flesh in that first act. We just have to kill so much time in Agrabah in the first act. That's why they have the Million Miles Away duet and like...
It'd be things with the bandits, I guess.
Yeah. Many years ago, I went to see Mac and Mabel. Will it ever return to London? Oh, I saw Mac and Mabel at Southwark Playhouse in
Chichester.
I think mine must have been 2012. It was Laura Pitt Pulford's like first breakthrough performance. Her and Norman Bowman, I believe, in old Southwark Playhouse that doesn't exist anymore. But that is a really lovely show, and I think it could do very well. Bring back Mac and Mabel. Great star vehicle. You saw the Michael Ball. Yeah, didn't see that production. Thoughts on the Rachel Zegler live shows? Were you able to get tickets? I'm not a big concert.
You're not a concert fan.
Person. We're seeing Evita again next week, in the week of my birthday. If anyone isn't familiar, Erin turned 30 within the last few weeks. Earlier this month, I turned 30 weekend after next. So that's very exciting. And as a celebration of that, seeing Evita in its final week, in the week of my birthday. But thrilled for everyone who did get Rachel Zegler tickets, because she's going to sound phenomenal.
I'm really intrigued what she's going to sing.
And I'm so thrilled after the nonsense that young woman has had to deal with, that she's like, oh yeah, I'm doing 2 shows at the Palladium, and the world, rightfully so, is like, and we're going to sell them out instantly.
Yeah.
Instantly. She is a superstar. She is, what's the word? I was going to say destined to be a superstar. There is no getting in the way of her talent. And I think she's brilliant. And I'm very pleased for her. And it annoys the right-wing obnoxious of the world.
Yes, Veronica, keep that crown.
Veronica's got the crown. Ooh, where are we?
Oh, let's not get back behind.
We're going to stay on top of them tonight. I saw it years ago when it was the revival with James Dreyfus and Amy Nuttall. Mac and Mabel, I think that is still.
Oh, wow. I saw Amy Nuttall in My Fair Lady.
Yeah. Extending my London trips has been the overlord to see Oscar at the Crown, as I found the soundtrack deeply addictive. It is that.
It is very fun.
It is that, Julie, how did you know? And they're giving it this. I can't do it, but it's like this. I saw the national tour of Some Like It Hot in Denver. I enjoyed it a lot, though it was pretty scaled down.
Interesting.
I dare say, as and when we get a West End production, which was announced and then it went very quiet, that's probably the version of the set that we would end up getting, because that's usually how it happens. When are you going to do your Dead Outlaw review? I'm so desperate. Oh, I so nearly did it to coincide with the Audible release, and then that came and went, and I don't know what happened, but... I want to do it before the new Broadway season really picks up. So before the end of September, probably in the middle of September. I'm sorry, I know that's a couple of weeks away, but there's a lot of new openings now. And the problem is that the pressure's off because it's closed. And I was never engaged by the show to officially review it. So there was no immediate rush. So I'm prioritizing the ones that were like, Mickey J, come and review this. So that's the hizzy haps, as they say. Who is they? I don't know. Scarlett says, I wish Benjamin Button would continue on. I'm an actor muso who plays lots of strings and would love a shot at it. How many strings?
Well, it's interesting. You feel for like all the like think of like not feel for because they're all in work, but like the cast of like Language and the Wardrobe, and there's a lot more actor musos. But it's gonna be interesting because like how many of this cast from Benji B might go into Treasure Island later this year, because that's actor muso.
Yeah, I mean it's a good time. Treasure Island.
Yeah, Bristol Vic, Pip Cleary, and Jake Brunger.
Why do I feel like that just passed me by?
Yeah.
Well,
they've written the music.
We must have discussed it.
They've written it together.
Well, that's great news. That I've probably heard before, and I'm
really
excited by again.
They're working with the orchestrated music arranger that worked on like all of the actor muso shows. I guess she's worked across all of them.
I guess presumably, if you're an actor muso, you can be an actor or a muso.
It is fun to see where they all appear, like with Piaf.
Oh yeah,
because that was all actor muso.
Well, that's the Watermill, isn't it?
Yeah, the Watermill is one of the theatres that. I mean, you look at Jesus Christ Superstar there recently.
Sorry, I'm just looking at your open tabs on this picture and making sure.
I mean, they're right in front of you.
I know, I was just about to post them on Instagram, so I was like...
The Lights of Broadway, Acast, Sneak Playbill, 2 Playbill things, Minetta Lane, Black and White Cookie Jellycat. People want to know if I wanted...
There
So
you
we were
go.
talking about that.
There you go. What else do we have here? I'm currently studying theatre production at college and want to make it a career. I'm specialising in stage management. Good, we need lots of those. And I'm a technician at my local theatre. Any advice? Hoping to get to Fringe. I know staggeringly little about the world of aspiring stage management. I know they are sought after.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's in...
You're kind of basically doing everything that I would say to do.
Yeah.
From what I know about stage management and that side is to... Most people find it through working with people and getting to know people, because it's a... that side of the world, it's who you know and moving across onto new jobs, and they say who's available and stuff. And just keep a look online, because places like social media platforms, I think during the lead up to Fringe, you will see a lot of people reach out saying they're looking for people. So just keep an eye on the production companies and people involved on those shows, and I think follow a lot of producers, because they normally share when they're hiring roles and the stage jobs.
Small, eager production companies, especially pre-Fringe, will definitely be looking to have people. I feel like in many ways, some of those technical roles, I think people like go into them, especially stage management and production management, company management, go into those roles and then it's like a career job and they stay doing them for a very long time. So I don't know that there are as many openings, as much turnover as there are for actors potentially. However, what I do know is that there are more shadowing opportunities. Like you can't go in as a trainee actor to be like, can I follow you around The Great Gatsby for a week? But you can do placements sometimes with stage management and with backstage and technical teams. There is a jobs fair every year.
I was just going to say this
called...
There's Get Into Theatre.
Yeah, but there's specifically...
Stagecraft.
There you go.
But it's interesting what you said. I was thinking about one of our friends who works in the West End on stage management side, on stage crew side, and it is amazing actually how much they all change shows in a year.
Well, yes.
There's a lot of rotation. So
good point.
There is like a lot of rotation.
Good point. I'm just thinking of like the really senior people, but I don't know. That was all conjecture because I don't know.
In like
would be interesting to chat to a stage manager.
In production houses, things do a lot, but it varies a lot, I think.
Yeah.
But there's normally like at least there's multiple stage management roles in every show.
Yeah.
Because you have like SN, DSN.
Star says you should go on a Disney cruise and critique the Broadway style shows they have there. Was it the Disney cruise ship that made you think of that? We've done one Disney cruise and we saw all of the shows. So I guess as and when we've done more than one Disney cruise, I could do a more general video about like, what are the shows like on a Disney cruise? These are the ones from The Dream. These are the ones from a different ship. So maybe in the future, that would be fun because I definitely have opinions.
You do.
When we saw those shows, I was like, after night 3, I was like, what's the ranking? What's the ranking? How do we feel? And it wasn't what I expected. It was not what I expected.
I will say, it is very weird watching a show on a boat where you're like, I am rotating like I am on the teacups whilst I watch a show.
Just a small exaggeration there about
the extent. It's like this, you're going like this, I'm going round. That's how I felt.
You can see the curtain
watching. I was like, wee.
Doing that, and I'm like, props to everyone on the stage right now.
It's amazing how things don't move that as much as you think they will.
Yeah, Scarlett, the acting muso scene in the US comparatively smaller, and especially because when you get acting muso shows, more often than not, it is folky.
It is, or rocky. But also I think it's trickier in the US because there's a lot more union reasons for why you don't see them.
Musicians
like unions stop acting muso shows happening.
But I don't think they have explicit training programs the way that we do. Like we have acting musician courses, like GSA has an acting musician course.
But also like the reason why the UK partly has so many great acting muso sides is that we have so many small theatres. that couldn't do a musical if it wasn't actor muso.
Yeah.
So it's both creative decision, but it's also actually physically, if you want those theatres to do musicals, they have to be actor muso because there is no physical way for them to get a band in as well as the cast.
Yeah. Veronica says, can we please get the story behind why pigs are Mickey's favourite animals, and is it related to not eating pork? It is now. For years I loved pigs. Yeah, for a long time I loved pigs, and I said it's not their fault that they're so delicious. And it's still not their fault, but I just can't do it anymore after meeting them and swimming with them in the Bahamas, because I'd done like pig experiences before where you get to go on like a farm and help take care of them, and farm environments understand like a part of that is the reality of the meat industry, and in the Bahamas where they're just swimming around in the water, it's very much not. And I couldn't do it anymore after that. But yeah, poor little delicious piggy babies. But I don't know why. I just love them. They're full of charm and personality to me. I think they are brilliant and they bring me a lot of joy. Question for you, Aaron James, if you would like to answer.
It is a secret.
It's a secret. It's a secret. Do you want me to even read the question or no?
No, it's a secret.
It's a secret. Okay. What show do you have tickets for that you are counting down the days until you see? Oh, what are we really looking forward to? I'm quite excited to go back to Evita because I haven't been since opening night and everyone's been going all summer long. What are you counting down the days until?
Trying to think if I am.
I'm excited to see the producers again in the West End proper.
Let me have a look.
You're going to check the calendar. I do forget the things that we have scheduled.
I think there's things that we don't have scheduled yet that I'm the most intrigued about.
Like on the horizon. Whenever we get back to New York, currently unbooked, whenever that may be.
Yeah, I think currently there's not like this is the show that I'm like, I can't wait to see it. I don't know if I've got that in a minute.
Sure. Amanda asks, we saw a new Aussie play last night called The Bridge, and we are off to a production of We Aren't Kids Anymore this afternoon. We took the long way round. Can I remember any of the songs from We Aren't Kids Anymore? Hi, my name is Drew. That's all I got. Good show.
I remember the title song.
Great songs, great contemporary musical theatre vibes. What is Mac and Mabel about? It is set during the time of black and white silent movies, and it's about a successful film director and artiste named Mac Sennett, maybe, and his muse Mabel, who he discovers, and he makes her a screen star, and there's a romance between them that goes awry, and it's that's pretty much the show. Some classic tunes in there. Do you have a favorite song from Mac and Mabel?
I can't remember most of it, I'll be honest.
A lot of British.
I remember the setting more than I remember the music.
A lot of British people know the music of Mac and Mabel because Torval and Dean did one of their famous award-winning ice skating sequences to a medley of Mac and Mabel instrumental songs. They did a Barnum one as well, but that's why I think they did a Mac and Mabel one. Wherever He Ain't is a favorite of mine.
I always find it funny thinking about the Bolero because I'm like, that's in Copacabana, the musical.
What's another one? Time Heals Everything. Beautiful song. Beautiful song. Time heals everything. Tuesday, Thursday. Isabel had a sudden brainwave. Matt Lucas as the MC in Cabaret. Why has this not happened yet? I mean, yeah, it very much harkens back to the early days of Matt Lucas's career, pre-Little Britain, when Matt Lucas played Lee Bowery in Taboo.
It is kind of, yeah.
I think that's right. I think it was Lee Bowery. Yeah, it's Lee Bowery.
I guess the timings have probably just not fallen right for him. Would be my guess.
Yeah,
Because-
I don't know how eager he is to do.
But it's interesting because of his heritage.
Yes, and he's a big musical theatre fan.
Yeah.
We see him at the theatre often. And I don't imagine he's watching right now, but he has. He said that he's watched my videos before, which is very nice. When we met him at the Old Vic that time. Yes, you were there. It'll come back to you. Thomas says, a bit late, but many congrats on your Fringe vlogs. Really enjoyed them. Look forward to them each day that week. Oh, that's what I was hoping people would do. Thank you so much. It knackered me by the end of the week, but I'll probably try and do the same thing next year because it worked better than it has in previous years. Nikki is going to see Every Brilliant Thing based on your recommendation. Thank you. I, like Aaron, am a pin badge collector. Do they have merch/pin badges?
No.
Didn't see any.
I didn't see any when we were there. But they do notepads with Every Brilliant Thing. I'm guessing they're selling them. I don't know.
Yeah, but we also
I'm
didn't
impressed
see
by we got given them.
the photo booth that everyone else has been doing. So
No.
I don't think we looked very well, honestly.
I think we rushed quite quickly. We didn't really spend much time upstairs because
We weren't late, but we were waiting for someone who
downstairs.
was. Just to call out.
Well, it's not late.
No, it was not late, but it was like 5 minutes before curtain.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then
But
the priority
it also was a
wine.
press night, so it's a very different situation.
Yeah, it's not necessarily, you won't necessarily see or have access to the full range of merchandise. Jack says, currently making my way through your Oh My God Hey vlogs.
Wow.
I was the one who sat 2 seats from Paul Rudd in Stereophonic. Absolutely incredible show. Thank you for the recommendation.
I'm so
glad you enjoyed.
It just feels like such a him show.
Do you think he'll try and be in a film version?
I could see it.
Who would you cast in a film version of Stereophonic? I mean, it's very like Daisy Jones and the Six.
In some ways, he'd be a fun Peter.
That's immediately what I thought
Yeah.
of, but I'm now curious about who I would have in a Stereophonic movie. Let Amanda Seyfried do it if she can't do the Joni Mitchell biopic.
Yeah.
Happy birthdays. Thank you so much. Adam says, I was excited to see Rob because I just adore them from all their work and just the energy they put out in the world, but it was a performance I will never forget. Dream role, if I had talent. Haha. Do you have any dream roles that you can't play necessarily? One of mine is Lucy in Jekyll and Hyde. She lives in me somewhere. It's this line at the end of Gypsy when she's like, what I have holding down inside of me if I ever let that out. And that for me is Lucy in Jekyll and Hyde. And just like Linda Eder singing Someone Like You.
Honestly, it's a show that I have zero connection.
Like me.
You and Sean have such a relationship with that show, and it's like one of those ones where I'm like,
Sean doesn't really. I had to explain to Sean about Jekyll and Hyde.
But for me, it's always been one of those where I'm like, I know that song.
First time he ever heard In His Eyes, which is like up there with one of the songs of Jekyll and Hyde. It's the big female duet in the second act. Was at the Frank Wildhorn concert at Cadogan Hall when they were debuting the reworked version of it. Frank, if you're watching, and I don't assume that you are, stop it. Put the old one back in. That was a perfect musical theatre song, and I don't like the updated version. I'm very sorry to say. It's just like when your lounge looks fine and you move furniture around for no reason. Basically, is the updated version of In His Eyes. We were staying so on top of comments, and then we just sort of slipped and slided into the past. We journeyed to the past like Anastasia.
Do you have a theatre hot take right now?
Always. What do I have in the barrel ready to go? I think...
what we were talking about on the way back.
We were having a little bit of it wasn't a fiery debate, but it sizzled a little bit about West End musical theatre actors having the chance to transfer to Broadway and whether getting to play the role on Broadway means more and affords them more in terms of career recognition, and whether that mindset perpetuates the notion that Broadway is for some reason superior. And Broadway has a stronger sense of community and sometimes better global recognition and certainly better pay. And sometimes better catapulting to screen projects.
I think that's probably one of the biggest differences between London and New York, is that a Tony winner or a Tony nominee gets more, I think, more opportunities for something to come
You say
sooner.
that. You say that, and I would agree, except Tom Francis was doing his You role on Netflix pre-Sunset even getting to Broadway. He did West End Sunset, he did You, and then Sunset Broadway. That was the timeline of things.
It was, but had he been announced for Sunset on Broadway? Because You was filmed in the US.
I don't know.
But
he hadn't even got there yet. And Hannah Waddingham doing Ted Lasso, like Hannah did Broadway with Spamalot at one point during her career. It wasn't a defining thing. She was meant to do a Little Night Music on Broadway, and Angela Lansbury didn't want to be the only star name, so Alexander Hansen got to go over. It was meant to be Alex and Hannah Waddingham with Angela Lansbury, and Angela was like, "That's too much to rest on my old sometime capable shoulders." And so Catherine Zeta-Jones got to do it, won a Tony, but Hannah had still got Ted Lasso, which was the thing that really propelled her career, although I guess Game of Thrones had preceded that. So the screen work that she started to do was not apropos of Broadway. She'd moved to Australia. And then she went to the US, I think. But it wasn't Broadway. They got her there, was the point. Is this the question? Is this where we are? Dan Imp7 says, any updates on the planned West End production of Hedwig? Also, love you, with exclamation marks. Thank you. Appreciate you. No official updates. This is very obnoxious. I think my channel is the most credible source of recent rumor, because nothing has been said on the record more recently than John Cameron Mitchell when I interviewed them saying that a West End production is coming. And as of yet, unclear which creative will be behind that. Names have been thrown around. The rumor is that Jamie Lloyd wants to do it, but I sort of nudged on that front, and it was there are names in contention, and heard nothing as far as performers go. So I'm as intrigued to find out.
I mean, what's probably handy to know is you can see how many Hedwigs all came and performed with John Cameron Mitchell.
Yes.
So that's a good sign of who they're aware of.
Yeah. Thank you for the tip. David says, hello, David. Thank you for the tip about on-stage tickets for Till the Stars come down. Loved it. Just booked £25 on-stage tickets for Clarkson. It is a very novel experience. And for anything short of like a really emotionally intense play, like People, Places and Things, that may have been a little too much proximity for me. But again, it's very much personal preference.
Trafalgar is a really nice one, actually, for on-stage seating. So Clarkson should be quite nice.
Yeah, and
it's nice and intimate, so I don't feel like it feels.
I anticipate great acting performances in that one. Are standing ovations a thing of the past? I've seen 10 shows in the last 2 years, and only Benjamin Button and Evita got standing ovations.
I mean, Britain in general does not. I think the UK's notions with standing ovations has always been like, only if we really care. Then it changed a bit with musicals that were like stand for curtain for mega mixes and dancing, but we've had more of those shows. We have less of those shows running now, which means that people are getting less used to that. I don't know. I think it's like culture sides of it.
I think the line was always that Broadway were more inclined to give an automatic standing ovation than the West End. But I think it's shifted, especially beyond the pandemic. I think now there's such an appreciation that there's almost always standing ovations. The only shows that I've been to recently that have had an entire lack of a standing ovation, it's performances that have then been reviewed very poorly, basically. But we're also usually attending press nights, so it's a bit of a false dichotomy there. as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, kind of some of the ones we were
because the marketing, the creatives are going to stand up, the marketing team are going to stand up. Like Jamie Lloyd stood up after,
but also
Buenos
like
Aires.
On a matinee, specifically on matinees, a lot of you don't get standing goes because it also depends on the age of the audiences. It depends on what the median of the age is, because that does depend on how many people stand, because of just like how they feel.
Yeah.
Or
I went on a bit of a rant, which I will be uploading as a little YouTube short and Instagram reel soon, because I've just captioned it and edited it today during my Hunchback review, where I said I am not enjoying these performative 5-minute plus standing ovations where the band isn't playing it off and the cast are, for the most part, standing there for 20 seconds at a time, bowing once and then waiting and breathing deeply, and then in 25 more seconds they'll bow once again, because it's not a longer standing ovation, it's just a slower standing ovation, and all that the audience are going to do is keep clapping because that's all we know how to do, and that's the only way to move the thing forward. It's like fast forwarding through a very long scene. Clapping is the way to make it end, and they're just not leaving. So at that point, I think it's a little bit obnoxious and performative, and I don't like the notion of like Cannes Film Festival standing ovation culture beginning to seep into the West End. I don't think we need that. Veronica says, really loved Ellie's new video. You guys did really well, hoping to get J16 for Paddington. I think it was J6. I think it was lower.
Yeah, it was J6.
Yeah,
I think.
But that is the
J6 or J8.
That's the Mickey and Aaron seat now at the Savoy Theatre. If you haven't already, go and check out Ellie Talks Theatre's YouTube channel, where
That's fun.
Aaron and I face off in a trivia quiz.
Yes.
So if you're enjoying the sort of light tension of intellectual exchange happening right now, more of this energy in that video. And it's about guessing geographical locations, and you know how much I love places. Not at all. Not at all.
Yay, Sam, trying to decide my next trip to London.
Woohoo!
Things get very exciting this winter.
I just saw Starlight Express had 3 alts on, and it seems like Jeevan, who returned as Rusty, has been off. What's the rule on that? I thought Jeevan was on earlier this week.
Yeah.
I don't know. But also
Jeevan has an alternate though now. I know that because I saw an alternate credit.
Yeah. But it's also Starlight Express, and
Starlight's a very kind of, I would say with Starlight, never go expecting people to be on, because it's got the highest, like when you think of some people not knowing if they're going to be able to perform more vocals, with Starlight there's so many elements of movement and just physical health that
we've barely ever seen covers in Starlight Express, and I want to. Give me like a 5th cover Electra debut. We've seen a couple, but not many.
I was about to say, we have a Belle Pearl cover search. Oh.
Yeah, but like the number of times we've seen it, we've seen
that's very true.
Precious few.
Yeah, that is very true.
I just saw the first preview of when Elvis met the Beatles. I'm assuming that's when Elvis met the Beatles and not elves, although that sounds actually more fun to me.
That sounds fun.
At Ogunquit Playhouse, Thomas let us know what it was like. Is this a show people need to be aware of? Rhode Island, standing ovations tonight and last night for me. In fact, yesterday's Evita standing ovation was one of the longest I've ever seen. This is what I'm saying.
Evita's is long.
Was it the longest or was it the slowest? Are you seeing the importance of being earnest? Missed it at the National, so hope to.
Yeah.
Very much hope to. I've seen Ollie Alexander on stage.
I'm now just very sad that I didn't get to see Sharon D. Clark do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big casting pivot. Sharon D. Clark to
Stephen
Fry. Not a lot of roles they could share. Not anticipating that we see Stephen Fry's Caroline will change. But yes, I have seen Ollie Alexander on stage in Peter and Alice with Ben Whishaw and Dame Judi Dench at the Noel Coward, I think. Or was it the Duke of York's? No, it's the Noel Coward. About a decade ago, 2014. That was a fun fact for you. He played Peter Pan. Because Ben Whishaw was not Jane Barry, but the boy that Peter Pan was based on. And Judi Dench played the girl that Alice was allegedly based on, and it was about them meeting. I also hope Benjamin Button goes to Broadway. I think Broadway would appreciate it. Star says, it would be fun if you were to do a video of your favourite movie musicals or Broadway shows that you think are better.
Interesting.
Or say if you like the movie musical better than the Broadway musical. I think, yeah, you could do multiple. I say you could do. I could do multiple videos there where it's like movie musicals that are better than the stage version, of which I think there are a few, and movie musicals that.
Which movie musicals failed for musical?
Or is it just one video where it's like the best and worst movie musicals? But I don't want to rank all of them. I haven't seen all of them. There's a lot of like Golden Age stuff. Like I haven't seen all of the Rodgers and Hammersteins. But I think they're a little more moot to my mind. And like I haven't seen the TV movie version of The Music Man with Matthew Broderick and Kristen Chenoweth and a lot of that era. Do you know what more people need to have seen? The animated version of The King and I.
Oh yeah.
When she sings Whistle a Happy Tune while they're on a ship getting destroyed by a mythical dragon. The hilarious part of which is the orchestration doesn't change. There's like an animated dragon destroying this ship, and she's like, "Make believe you're brave, and it will take you far." Just the vibes, not cohesive, but I appreciated it nonetheless. More musicals should be turned into animated films. That's what Cats should have been. Studio Ghibli, Cats. I'm just saying.
Artemisia Treasure Island, I think, is very clever. The vibe makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Scarlett, you were the violinist in the Mad Ones. I really enjoyed the Mad Ones. Curious to hear what your experience was like, but hope you had a very fun time. Our friend Sean came to see that show. Did you get into double figures?
No, like 6, I think.
He saw it many times during its brief run.
He loved it.
But wow, what a fun experience.
Yeah.
Being packed into the Other Palace studio. Recently saw Robin Herder, Max Clayton, and Andrew Durand in High Society. Absolutely phenomenal. What a cast. What a cast that is. And, you know, out of the sadness of a couple of their Broadway shows closing, they wouldn't have had the chance to do
it wouldn't have happened.
High Society. You saw Robin Herder in your subconscious last night because you woke up this morning and said to me very sleepily, Robin Herder, and then you fell back asleep.
It's because in my dream, it was announced that she was playing Casatine. No clue why.
That's what Aaron's subconscious wants.
That was this morning.
Next musical, Moulin Rouge World Tour Second Row. Oh, enjoy. Moulin Rouge from right at the front. Very cool experience. What do you think the Heathers announcement in September is going to be? I can't tell you because I know. And Heathers fans will be excited. Heathers fans in many places. When do you book your fringe accommodations? Not early enough.
We booked it earlier this year.
Not than last.
It's tricky because we're booking it with American friends, so we have to all know when it's going to work out.
I think before April, at least.
Yeah, you do need to be early, but it's tricky. It's tricky.
It's difficult. I'm always wary of Airbnbs as well because they can cancel on you, and if they cancel on you last minute, my preference is to book somewhere that you don't have to pay for until
you get there.
You check in, and that is fully refundable until the day before. And then knowing that, you can just make a booking a year in advance. Do you plan to see Line of Beauty? Where and what is that? I literally have no idea.
Almeida, Jack Holden has written it.
Oh, I do know what that is. I'm lying. Then yes.
It's sold out.
I loved Jasper Talbot in Inter Alia, sold out for the time being. Do you think the 6 Pro Shot will go to streaming platforms anytime soon? Very hard to predict the Pro Shot world because...
You don't know timings. I mean, because Universal released it, that gives a kind of good inkling. But then the fact that they only released the Pro Shot in the UK and not worldwide.
It's very unclear what's going to happen with these because they seem to be treated with very disparate practices based on what it is. Hamilton, they were fighting over it for streaming services and then Come From Away managed one quite quickly. And then you've got Heathers, which has gone off of a streaming service and now isn't currently being hosted anywhere other than like YouTube and Dailymotion. Like you can watch that.
I think it gets tricky because of rights and because of how they feel about it being available when the show is currently on and what it does. Because like Frozen was not released on Disney Plus in the Netherlands because it's on in the Netherlands. So
they should do?
People in the Netherlands can't watch the Pro Shot.
They should make some of them airline exclusive if they're scared about that. And then like the only way you could watch it is to be on a plane. And then because that's not really like a full viewing, like anything you're watching on a plane, you're not getting the full experience. You land in New York and it's like, I want to see that thing that I saw on the plane. They should do more in-flight entertainment that's like Broadway adverts. Why don't they advertise Broadway shows more on airlines?
I don't know, because some people have shown adverts for shows that they've had on the plane, and then I'm like, we're just never on the planes that do it.
Do you know, there's Air Canada apparently have all the pro shots because a Canadian theatre person who I won't name said to me once, I don't know, I'm desperate to find out who the gay guy is at Air Canada who got all the pro shots for their in-flight entertainment, because they do. They have like all of them. And for the most part, if you go in in-flight entertainment on a plane now, you'll see a couple of pro shots. Like I think it was Delta had Prince of Egypt, and I was like, ooh. Going to see a basement barefoot production of Amelie tonight.
Wow.
Where, Seth? Where? Give us more information. The casting for Into the Woods has not been announced. Stop speculating in the comments section. You will find out in about 2 weeks. And I probably shouldn't even tell you that. Because I'm in such a cabaret mood still, and I do plan to watch all your cabaret videos back. Who do you think personally has been the best duo you have seen in the roles? Duo, dual power, brilliance. Nothing has lived up to Eddie Redmayne and Jessie Buckley doing it together in a production that was built around them.
Yeah.
So
it was built for them. Yeah.
Amy and Fra, because
I loved Amy and Fra.
They had a pre-existing
they were
professional
already
relationship. They were friends.
They were already friends. So
worked
you could
really
tell
well together. And then I have a bunch of MCs I've really loved since. I have a bunch of Sallys I've really loved since. But now the thing that really excites me is to see difference, which is also the thing. And there's nuance here because people have all sorts of valid opinions, and for a lot of people it's their first time seeing the show, and it's my like 12th time seeing the show, so I get excited by different interpretations. But people making different choices in a role like the MC is occasionally met with backlash on the internet, as we have seen. So I find that interesting, but it's why I loved Marisha so much. And I loved Rob for making some different choices in the second act, but also being a very quintessential MC. Rob felt very Alan Cumming-esque for people who want that flavor of MC. If you want that kind of, every time you nod, the desk is shaking and the screen is, I'm just letting you know. I'm sorry. You could turn on the function in your, Erin has a new chair.
I do. No, because I'd have to be leaning back quite far.
Oh, okay. Well, what does it look like when you lean back? Do you just disappear?
It's just really far back.
Oh, you look cute there.
So no.
Me and my sister saw you at the Phoenix in June at the Phoenix Arts Club. Are you going to do any more soon? It's a lot of fun seeing you. There will be more MickeyJoTheatre live shows, or at least the chance to see me doing something comparable on stage. We're taking a moment to chill and make sure that we can then put together the best, most accessible, most entertaining version of that show, hopefully to come back in the new year. It might be, it's likely to be at a different venue, if only because of accessibility and an eagerness to make sure that everyone who wants to come and see it can. I hate the idea that there is any kind of a barrier to entry. But we also want to still be able to live stream it, because geography is obviously a huge barrier to entry. So that's a difficult combination of things to try and achieve in the London cabaret landscape. But talking to some people, throwing some ideas around, it will be back. We have all the time in the world, as Louis Armstrong once sang. If Gypsy was back in London, who would you like to play Rose? I think back to the concert that was at Alexandra Palace when they had 6 or 7 different actresses playing Rose, and Sally Ann Triplets was like visceral in a way that made me feel like I needed that second act Rose. But Melanie LaBarrie would also be incredible, I think. And
I've always wanted to see Sharon D. Clarke do Rose.
Sharon D. Clarke would be a force. Samantha Spiro for like traditional, quintessential, old school Broadway. She's someone I need back on stage in a musical in some kind of capacity, is Samantha Spiro. She's one of my favorites and has been for years. Your Suff's playbill is great. What? My Suf's playbill is crooked. Do people know about this? Should we tell someone? Should I alert the authority? Can they send a paratrooper to jump through the window? I know. I'm sorry. I'm being sarcastic. I know. Here's the thing.
As well, but sticking tongue out emoji.
I know. Let me clarify. Let me acknowledge. This is like YouTuber apology video territory right here. Let me acknowledge the allegations of the crooked Suf's playbill in the background of my videos in the room next door. We're in the lounge kitchen right now. This is a rental property. We don't own this flat.
No, we don't.
So all of the frames you see behind me are stuck to the wall with adhesive Velcro strips that you can pull out without damaging the walls.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really the only way to do that. That's really the only way of mounting stuff on the walls. And the way that they stick on the back of the frame stops you from being able to take the back of the frame on or off. So the only way I'd be able to fix the Suf's playbill is to rip them off the back of the thing and then attach it onto the walls with new ones. And those strips are surprisingly expensive. It's like £10 for a pack of like 12 of them. And you use 4 on like the Starlight Express puzzle that I don't think you can even see in my videos is held up with like 8. So they're expensive. So I don't want to fix the Suf's playbill because it's just going to slip again and it's going to have cost me money to do it. But there is one little corner of the wall I still need to put stuff on. So maybe when I do that, I will take it down and redo it. But it's not out of laziness, because people tell me every single video, it's the new, where did you get your cushions from? Please fix the Suf's playbill. I'm just conditioning you all to accept that which we cannot change. I think that's a good lesson for us all to learn. You answer the next one while I drink some water.
Are there any topics or shows that you wanted to talk about but aren't now because too much time has passed? I can't answer that.
What's the Broadway show that you teased me about forgetting to review for a really long time?
Oh, Lempika.
Lempika. Yeah. There's a couple Broadway shows we saw in the earlier days of our Broadway trips that I never really spoke about, like Some Like It Hot. Never got around to. Do you plan on seeing the new Broadway cast of Hadestown? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Not missing Jack Wolf as Orpheus.
I need to see Jack Wolf.
Are you kidding me? Any chance of Suf's making a West End transfer? Miss it on Broadway? I think it's unlikely.
It's tricky.
It's when you call a musical Suf's over here, we would expect the British suffrage story, which is
in Sylvia.
A very similar story, but with different people. And you would expect people would go expecting Emmeline Pankhurst, and that is not who you would get. So it would be very difficult to brand. And, you know, we watch Hamilton and we don't have an issue with that being the story of another country.
I would say, let's see how the tour does.
Sure.
Because I think it's more the legacy of the musical. If the legacy of Seth's holds strong, then maybe. Or if a revival production happens that's like a big moment, then also maybe.
Yeah. Why do Broadway shows ask for BCEFA, Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS donations when asking for a cast-iron playbill now? Is it to recoup the money that they previously got from backstage tours after shows pre-COVID? Is that a thing that happened? Did they ever charge for backstage tours of Broadway shows pre-COVID? This isn't. They're not recouping money. It's donations to Broadway Cares. It's a charity drive that benefits that charity, which also feeds into a whole host of other organizations like the Phyllis Newman Women's Health Organization. So yeah, it's just
it's the one they announce on stage. That's why, and they do it for like twice a year.
Yeah. Stop speculating about casting in my comment section. I can't talk about it. Will you be going to start of a 10? We missed it in Bristol, so I hope so. We will try
in Bristol
to.
And Birmingham.
Yeah. But we missed it the last time. Have you heard anything about Florence Gatsby coming to London?
I don't have a clue. We know that they did the workshop here because that was publicly announced, but nobody has a clue, I don't think. There's been no...
They've done, I think, 2 workshops in the UK.
Yes, because they did one during the pandemic. They did one before the current Gatsby in London opened, definitely. And then they... Oh, Ellie's here. And then, yeah. It's either going to be here or it's going to be Broadway. Who knows? But we know there's a new director.
Eva says, Mac and Mabel, my favourite flop. What's your favourite flop? Do you have a favourite flop?
I
can only think of ones that like got redeemed. Like Amelie, I no longer think of as a flop because of the beautiful UK production, and like Merrily.
Yeah, I guess like Merrily, if we're just saying something that was one, or Amelie.
Sideshow.
But if one that like just is a flop. I'm trying to think of one that flopped that was like not the show's fault. I mean, some people would say Dead Outlaw, and if they're calling Dead Outlaw a flop, I'm like, which they might, and saying that was incredible.
It's a Broadway flop.
It was incredible.
Thinking about shows like Half a Sixpence, entire musicals built around showing off a triple threat being a triple threat. Which current performer would you want to see a show like that built around? Great question.
I mean, when talking about Half a Sixpence, then like that's kind of a nice theme when you think through and seeing Charlie Stempner having things built around him.
Yeah.
At least productions around him.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see people create stuff around Zizi, because she's an interesting one as a triple threat because she's a ballet, and like having someone with such a voice but also being like dancer classically trained.
That's
like
an old school talent. Comedy chops, brassy vocals, a mix that goes on higher than any mix ought to, and legit dancer.
Yeah.
Good shout.
And then
Good
from the US side, when you've got somebody like Ariana DeBose, why are people not creating dancer triples? Like there are people, we are suddenly getting people that can do dance triple threats, that can dance.
And I don't even think you need to write roles around, especially where it's women. I don't think you necessarily need to write roles around them, because those vehicles exist because they were written for the Gwen Verdons, for
but
the
we're not seeing them restaged
back in the 70s, back in the 80s. Why are we? And I think Ariana DeBose will be a great baker's wife, but I would be much more interested in one of those triple threat vehicles coming back. And I believe people have approached her about doing Spider-Woman, and I believe she's workshopped with charity. But that would make me excited. I would get on a plane. The photo booth did not look like a photo booth, to be fair, says Ellie. That's how far back these comments are. Has anyone told you that you look like Milo from Atlantis, The Lost Empire, with your hair and glasses like that, Mickey Jo?
He loves that because he said that to me recently.
I was wearing
you were
something
acting
of
like
yours.
you were acting then like you never thought.
No, I was
that
trying to
before.
pose like him. I didn't know what kind of face to do, and I couldn't think of. It's now that my hair's like, especially when it's hanging a little longer on that side. I was wearing something of yours that was like beigey greeny, and I suddenly got to look at myself, and I was like, oh, that's where the hair is just slightly lighter from the second round of highlights. I saw someone at Riverside Studios the other night, and he was like, your hair is different. And I was like, oh, I got highlights. And he was like, but you had highlights before. And I was like, I got them again. Who knows what will happen next with my hair? Because the summer is ending. Do I let it grow out and leave my head? Do I go autumnal? Auburn? Do we match? David says, booked to see a filmed performance of Fat Ham based on your wonderful review. Any tips for Stratford? We'll check out the RSC shop. Do check out the shop.
The shop's amazing.
Have a walk around the grounds around the theatre. They've got a nice rooftop restaurant that I've never been to, but you must have done.
I've never been to it.
Have you not?
No.
Ah, there's a nice rooftop restaurant that neither of us have been to. It's quite like gourmet.
I would go into the town because you can find Shakespeare's birthplace and just. Yeah. I mean, I've never done it and never been through like the actual experience of it, but
it's more than you can do in an evening.
But just seeing it, like it's very easy to see it and then walk to the RSC. Actually, you pass it if you're coming from the train station anyhow, so you can walk past it, see it, and walk to the.
It's a town that celebrates its Shakespeare. But it's very scenic. Gift shop's lovely. All the staff are also nice at the RSC. It's a really lovely theatre trip to make. Did you guys ever watch Schmigadoon? Oh yes, I binged it all today. Definitely enjoy season 2 more than season 1. What did you think if you've seen it? I think we also season 2 more than season 1 just because it was the kind of shows that we like.
I was about to say, I think that's also like the eras of the shows.
Yeah.
And you get a better idea of what it is, I think, by the time you fit the second one. Because of the first, and it moves a little bit further out of what it has to do.
Which is why it's so sad that season 3, though fully written, got scrapped. Because that was going to be Phantom, Into the Woods, Rent, I think, Sideshow. I can't even think about it. Too upsetting. I'm not entirely sure.
I think that's Cinder. My guess would be that's Cinderella.
Oh, Samuel asks, do you think we will have an ALW
I think that's Cinderella
revival? I think so, at some point. I think the most obvious thing to do is to try and do it in Germany. Call me crazy, but...
I'm surprised they haven't, to be fair, because it fits that.
Elizabeth?
Yeah.
I
was thinking more Tales to Vampire.
But, like, at the intersection of the two, Cinderella.
Yeah.
Cinderella. I think tonally it would work really well in Germany and in the Netherlands. And, it'll be remembered as a West End crisis of sorts and a Broadway flop. But there are worse things Andrew could do than to have an enduring mainland European hit and be like, they love the Phantom over there, they love Cats over here, and over on the continent they love Cinderella.
Disney have that with Tarzan.
Disney have that with Tarzan. Broadway flop, never did London. Stuttgart, Hamburg.
Massive in Germany.
Keeps going. Did you get tickets to Rachel's show at the London Palladium? We did not. Already answered. I don't tend to do many of the concerts, but I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. Have a London trip next week and have a free slot for Saturday matinee. We're thinking maybe Just for One Day or Devil Wears Prada, but do you have any suggestions? I'm 25, but will be with my mum, who is 60. Oh, I think those are both good options.
Those are really good options.
I'm desperate to take my parents to go to Just for One Day.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the music. She is very likely going to have much more of a connection to in Just for One Day.
But it's weird. It's like, but I think if you love the film, A Devil Wears Prada, or if you both like the film, I like the musical fallback.
I guess if you ask her if this is not a surprise of sorts, then she'll probably know already which one makes her more excited, something about Live Aid and that era's music, or Devil Wears Prada, because there's a known quantity element to each. Have you considered the watermill for your wedding? It's been considered. It's been considered.
Yeah.
I'm trying at the moment to figure out all of the different theatres when you can get married. And post-COVID, a lot of the ones that did before
haven't necessarily
restarted.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to put together a YouTube video and be like, hello, people considering this in the UK. These are my findings. And at the same time, maybe I have an ulterior motive. What are your thoughts on the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee?
I really want to see it. I'm still so gutted that I never got to see it. I wish I'd seen it at the Donmar. I remember friends that had, and I had not.
But that production didn't get much buzz.
It did well for what it was. It was Jimmy Lloyd.
I know it was.
But the thing with it is, it's not a big brash one. It'll be interesting to see what the revival does. But it's smaller scale. It's with the fun element of audience interaction, audience participation, which is interesting in a world that, like, when it was on, musicals, including any version of immersive was not a word to be said to get people excited.
Yeah.
Now, it's a very different game with that show.
Very true.
So, yeah. Intrigued to see what the off-Broadway run of Spelling Bee does. And, like, if the film does happen, what that does. Because I think the issue it had in the UK was we don't do spelling bees. It's a very American concept. It's obviously American, like, the kids and everything in high school with the big experience. So for it to get more buzz now makes me excited that A, I can see it. B, maybe that gives it a hope in the UK.
It's funny because B and buzz. Death becomes her in the West End, says Nikki D. Talk to me. I'm so desperate to see it. If you want perfection, you will have to wait a bit.
It will happen.
It's happening. But
It will happen.
give her time.
It's produced by all I'll say is, if the show's produced by Universal, it has a very high chance of doing both. Unless it completely fails on one of them, it will do both.
Like Julie Atherton in the musical Just So, we are going to have to wait a bit. Dan says Jekyll and Hyde, heart eyes emoji,
Oh, that's
heart
when you were
eyes
talking
emoji,
about it.
heart eyes emoji. In his eyes, I see a heart eyes emoji. Kyle Sidders says, hey, Mickey and Aaron, just wanted to say I've really appreciated your nuanced, honest responses to current theatre topics. Discussions on this channel have been watching since 2022. Wow, love you both. Thank you. That's very kind. Very kind. Very nice to hear that. 2022. Wow. Have you listened to Epic the Musical?
No.
Haven't yet. It's in the back of my mind, just like all of the Star Kids stuff.
And I just don't know much about it at all.
No. And now it's difficult when something's established to then feel like you can engage. It's like it took me years to discover Elizabeth. I knew of Elizabeth for a long time. You're blinking at me a lot.
I was actually just blinking.
Oh, okay. I thought I said something silly. Yeah, I knew of that show for a long time, but it's when something is already very established and has its own fans, it can be a little impenetrable for no good reason, I think. Ride the Cyclone. Took me news of the London production coming to even sit down and listen to it. Is it true that we'll be getting a cast recording for Heathers the Musical currently running off Broadway?
I haven't heard anything about it.
I suspect not, because they're very expensive things to put together, and I don't know that it needs it necessarily. If you think of like Anne Juliet, Back to the Future.
The real reasoning that you get those recordings done is because of licensing. If the show hasn't changed, they don't need a new recording for licensing.
Yeah.
Which is like the source for like other productions to be able to listen to practice with, to do stuff.
Yeah.
If the material hasn't changed, then it's less chance. So like when a show's changed, it's why it's really wild that Mean Girls didn't do a West End cast recording, because it's a completely different score.
Sunset didn't do a Broadway, Cabaret didn't do a Broadway. Six did do a live Broadway one because their most recent album before was the concept album, and the score had evolved a little bit. The orchestrations had changed.
Well, yeah, because the UK version that existed was not the six queens singing the harmonies. It was the queen that was singing their song is all the harmonies in that track. So if you listen to like Don't Lose Your Head, Christina Modesto is singing everything.
Henry, yeah. True story. Emily Gill says, hi, I hope you're having an amazing day. Hope you're having an amazing day, Emily. Very nice of you to say so. David says, talking of Jekyll and Hyde, I love Josh Young's performance of Bring on the Men at Broadway backwards. Bring on the men. Me too. Yeah, that stirs something in me. Top Hat Leo says, I booked my tickets for Oliver for tomorrow. However, I've just seen on the tickets, front row of the Grand Circle says restricted leg room. I'm 6'1". Is that bad or is it fine? 6'1", you might be on the cusp of just being okay, because I'm 5'11", but with long legs. Or am I 6 foot, but with long? I'm like just about there, but with long legs. And sometimes it's just like right up against the limits of how much room I have. If you can find a way to slightly diagonalize yourself, or just, I don't know, just make it work. I don't know. But if it's horribly uncomfortable, you can chat to front of house and they will do what they can. If it's completely sold out, they obviously don't necessarily have that many options, but they will do what they can to make sure that you have the most positive experience. So just chat with them if you're having a nightmare. Maybe go and sit down in your seat a little early to find out what the situation is going to be like, and then you can go and talk to them. Don't like try and do it with 1 minute to the show. Any more challenges with Ellie and Kate? Would love to. They're a surprisingly big undertaking, and getting everyone's schedules
availability
to overlap is a thing. Hello from Milano, Italy.
Oh,
hello to you. What else we got here? Hey, I'm one of the young actors from Glamification of Loki. Just wanted to say thank you for watching. Thank you for being in the show. Oh, hi from the Glamification of Loki cut. They're all here now. So Aaron and I, this evening, we're at Southwark Playhouse Elephant.
Yes.
Seeing British Youth Music Theatre's production of The Glamification of Loki. New musical. If you don't know, BYMT program and commission a whole host of brand new musicals for
It's
their
very cool.
talented young cohort of performers to perform throughout the summer. And one of them, currently running at Civic Playhouse, is the glamification of Loki. Norse gods coming down to Earth, Midgard, and wreaking havoc upon a beauty and wellness business. But very witty, very funny,
Very fun.
wonderfully talented cast
Yeah.
of performers. The dancing, the athleticism of the dancing, the wit, the comic timing, the deadpan comic delivery, the vocals, the characterization. So much talent, an astonishing amount of talent. If any of you are still watching, because taking a long time to get through these comments, so I hope you're still there. But we loved it. You should all be very proud of yourselves, and I hope you have great audiences tomorrow. If anyone is looking for a show to see in London tomorrow for the matinee or the evening, you could do a heck of a lot worse than the glamification of Loki at Southwark Playhouse Elephant. What else do we have here? Hi from Cincinnati. Hello to you.
Hello.
Thinking about getting a ticket to Where the Mountain Meets the Sea this weekend. I've heard of it,
I have heard of that.
but I can't remember why.
No.
Will you do a walking tour of West End theatres like you do with Broadway theatres? It's long. It's long, I'll be honest. I might do, once we can decide what we define as a West End theatre and what we don't, which is part
We
of the
have a
problem.
very tricky situation.
Like, do you count the Colosseum? Do you count the
Peacock?
Peacock? Once we can make that decision, then maybe I'll do a, can I walk to all of them in 90 minutes? I don't think you could do 60. I don't think the Bionic Man could do 60.
I think we said at one point where you could do like different videos of like I think it was maybe me. Do like these are the theatres in this section, and like the Islington theatres and the
What musicals do you want to be made into a movie? Sunset Boulevard just needs to happen so that the women can rest. Because Nicole wants to do it, Glenn wants to do it, someone needs to do it, so that just a collective putting out of misery needs to happen, I feel.
I'd like
Oh, we're back. We froze briefly. We're alive.
I like to see Amelie made into one.
What else is there? I would like a maybe happy ending animated film in a gorgeous art style. Great point about who was at their show. Mason is top of my list from that show. I would love Mason Alexander Park to get to do Hedwig again in a production that I could see, because I'm selfish like that. I believe Hadestown deserves a better London cast recording. I hate that some of the songs were cut, especially Flowers. It's very difficult. Evidently, I guess there were some logistical challenges in getting that.
It was tricky because
recording
it was
happen.
filmed live. I think that's
Filmed live
what's always tricky.
right at the end of the run.
Right when they were leaving, and I think you can tell that there was a lot of illness at the end of their run.
Yeah. Are you aware of the Lord of the Rings musical playing in Plymouth before the European tour? Is a new version or the one from the Watermill? It's an adapted version of the one.
It's a fully
from the
inside version of the one in Watermill. It then went to Chicago and has been in Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah.
So it's the same, but just like all inside.
Probably won't head to Plymouth to go and catch it because A, surprisingly hard to get to Plymouth from where we are, and B, because we saw the version at the Watermill with the indoor-outdoor elements in that very specific setting. Are you seeing Eva and Reeve in Cabaret? I do plan to, yes. Very intrigued about that because we've seen Eva do it before. Hello, Mickey Jo and Aaron. Just back from my trip to New York. This is Kendall Morant, where I saw Death Becomes Her, Oh Mary, Operation Mincemeat, and John Proctor. The latter two have been haunting me in a great way. What a great trip. What a great trip.
That's a great trip.
Went on to say, Dear Bill, breaks me every time, and thinking about the finale of John Proctor puts a lump in my throat.
Oh, that ending of John Proctor.
Extraordinary theatre.
And I'm so glad they're doing the film.
Yeah.
Because I would have hated if like that. Well, no, like it's been produced so much already in the US because of the ingeniously clever thing of making it available for schools already. But I'm so happy the film's happening so it can reach more people and more people will be aware of it. And I really hope a production comes to the UK.
Yeah. What made you want to start reviewing shows? Asks SSS. Do you know what? I'm just so opinionated that I've just done it ever since I've seen shows, and it occurred to me to think about them. I've been doing it in one format or another, only more recently in videos on social media, but in one format or another, I've been reviewing shows since 2010. I think since I was 15 years old. Did we skip past anything?
No, that's what we're up to.
Okay. Saw Evita again last night, and I cannot believe Rachel's voice. It's generational, and hoping Diego gets award recognition too, because not hearing enough love for him. Very true. They are both fantastic in that show. I mean, Sunset, Nicole, and Tom both won the Oliviers. At the very least, I hope that Diego and Rachel both become Olivier Award nominees in March of next year when those are announced. That's still a little way off yet. Late Feb. No, the announcement's in March.
Oh, the announcement's later, but it's always locked off in mid-Feb.
Yeah, maybe the announcement's late Feb. I can't remember.
Oh no, you might be right. Because it's no, you're right. Because it's normally the start of March. Because it's a month.
It's the end of the season. It's the end of the voting time, the nominating time, and then it's the announcement. Those are the three things.
Yeah.
Season ends in February. Then they have a window to nominate. Then
they announce. Yeah.
Then they announce.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what it was. I don't even want to think about award season coming back because it's such.
There's so much we don't know. There is so much we already still don't know.
Although in September, the Stage Debut Awards are coming back. I love the Stage Debut Awards because I love any awards show that specifically recognizes new and emerging talent. And if you look at the previous Stage Debut Awards winners, amazing things they've gone on to. Louis McCartney, Rob Madge, Jack Godfrey, Jack Wolf, so many. I can't wait to see Inter Alia, and the Seattle Repertory Theatre is premiering its season next week with The Play That Goes Wrong. Went to the tech dress rehearsal this week, and it was great fun. Oh, I'm sure it would be for that show. I felt the Hunchback standing ovation was deserved. The performers and the musicians choir were incredible. I agree, and I think the standing ovation was very deserved. I've said what I've said about it, but yeah, no, you're right. They were terrific. They deserved the praise. Are you going to the Songs for a New World concert? Beyond excited for that cast.
We can't say why we're not free.
We can't not say it, but we're on a non-stagey holiday. We're on a non-theatre holiday. We're not going to somewhere exciting in the world to go and see a show secretly. There's not going to be a vlog. It's a legitimate
There's not
holiday.
going to be a vlog, but it's quite funny. It's like, we're not going to see theatre.
Non-stagey holiday. Dream Mickey Jo live guest. Do you know, so many of the ones that already came and did the show were so brilliant and beyond my wildest dreams of people that we'd be able to get. So that was very special. But the ones I would really love to do are the ones that I think people would be most excited to see and hear from. And so I think it was really nice getting to do a sit-down interview with Carrie Hope Fletcher, because I thought people on YouTube are going to be really excited that this is happening. And so those kind of moments I think are exciting. But also, I mean, so many the people who I really love, I would just be a mess. I would be just like a quivering bag of nerves if like my ultimate icons were doing Mickey Jo live. So I don't know. There's so many, but anyone and everyone would be absolutely lovely. Did you guys listen to the snippet of Aaron Tveit singing One Night in Bangkok?
I've listened to a little bit of it.
I haven't yet. What show from Broadway needs to transfer? Well, a few of them are. There's some that seem to be on their way. There's a couple more that are rumored to be on their way. It seems like when it rains, it pours.
Well, there seems to be a lot of alignment for Broadway to come to the West End, which we were saying like a year ago was not the case.
Yeah.
It is kind of amazing how much it's U-turned very quickly.
Yeah, a couple from this most recent season, at least one from the season before, one from a few seasons ago.
So
all within the next 18 months, I would say. Are you going to the Gravity concert? We're thinking about it. It's this Sunday. If you don't know,
we haven't got tickets yet, but we keep getting nearly tempted to book.
This is former Elphabas, Rachel Tucker, Louise Dearman, and Kerry Ellis. Louise, of course, having been a former Glinda as well, the only actress in the world to have done both in a principal role. Are you laughing?
I'm serious.
But yeah, no, currently I would like the Sunday to film stuff. If you don't see a video from me for a couple of days, it's because we went to the Gravity concert. That's what happened. Because we're out for a lot of Monday. I'm just trying to get ahead. When I post videos every day, it's a challenging amount of turnaround to film half-hour videos and edit half-hour videos, and yeah. I saw Guys and Dolls at Ogunquit earlier this summer. Michael Kilgore's Sit Down, You're Rocking the Boat was fantastic. How could it not be? Oh,
vocals all day.
What a voice. Are you going to see Friends the musical? I don't know that it's coming anywhere that near to us.
I would like to see it because I did youth theatre with Alicia. So
Alicia Bellegarde, who's playing Monica. And you love Friends.
Mm-hmm.
Who among us does not?
It would be nice to support.
I've seen every episode.
But I don't know if the tour... the thing with tours that's really hard is them being near and us actually being here. Because it was really lucky that I was home in Wolverhampton at one point, because that meant I got to the Aunt Juliet tour, which I wouldn't have got to have seen because every time it was near us, we were not here.
Yeah. I saw a Friends musical called Friendsicle, which I don't think this is. I think this is a different one.
I think this is a different one, yeah.
But I was sort of scarred by that, so I'm now a little scared about, you love this thing, so you're going to love a musical version of it. And I'm like, But am I? Have you seen the Peter Pan Goes Wrong film? And if you have, how does it compare to the live show? Have you seen both?
Yes.
How does it compare?
They're very similar. Because that Goes Wrong has a narrator, so it's already feels more TV on stage as well, so it's just very similar. It's just more fun in person because you get to see the set go wild in person.
Yeah. Things beginning with J. Jam. Sorry, that's your username. Saw you at Southwark tonight.
Yeah, we were.
Hope that you enjoyed. Have you seen Ali Daniel as Hermes yet? Oh, we saw her last summer. Erin saw her first performance,
her debut,
and I saw her second performance later that same day.
We had said from the off we will be there for her first, and all of the Americans were over, so we all went.
I gave up tickets to Romeo and Juliet, which the whole group were going to see together, and
But it ended up being nice because then our friend Grace got to go.
A friend got to go and took my ticket, and I ran in the rain to the Lyric Theatre box office, and I was like, "Do you have a ticket?" And they were like, "Yeah, we still have a few."
You have to go to see Hadestown very soon.
I have to go and see Hadestown before Victoria leaves.
PHP.
Yeah, who is leaving to do
Paddington. We can finally say
we can say it. We've been hearing about this for
I have been
months.
so excited about this. Actually, Paddington we don't know when we're going to see it, but Paddington is probably quite up there for me. I've been really excited about.
Paddington's the most. Paddington and the Hunger Games and Into the Woods are the most anticipated shows of.
Yes, although I'm also so excited to see Wendy and Peter Pan again.
Well, yeah.
Because it's one of the best adaptations of Peter Pan to exist.
And after today, I'm quite excited to see Charlie's Aunt at the Watermill. Not for nothing. I'd camp. Everybody's talking about Jamie as a movie musical that's better than the stage version. I thought that movie was really well done. I think they're quite neck and neck, but I'd be tempted to agree with you there. If only for the additions of This Was Me and some nuances in.
My mouth is doing it for me.
You loved the stage version.
I love the stage version. I like the film a lot.
He gets to do drag in the film, and we all know why he can't on stage.
I know. I think he just has such a soft spot for the stage production.
Do you know what's so real? is the teacher getting frustrated at him because she's trying to get the guy to take his exam, and because of an argument they have in the corridor, he ends up not taking his GCSE exam, and the teacher getting so frustrated by that. That's so real. That's so real. It's unprofessional. The behavior that follows is unprofessional, but that part of it is so real. Veronica, thank you for wishing us luck for the 24-hour musical. Time to mention that next weekend, Aaron, James, and I take to the stage with 30 to 40 like-minded, ambitious individuals from the greater, well, people actually traveling from far and wide. This is at Camberley Theatre in Surrey. They're doing a 24-hour musical. The concept is you arrive at 7:30 p.m. on the Friday night, and they're like, hello, everybody. What's up? We're doing Seussical. And you spend 24 hours learning Seussical. They've precast it, and then 7:30 the next night, Saturday night, 24 hours later, you do Seussical for an audience who also don't know what the show is going to be. I've done this every year since it began. First year was Guys and Dolls. Next was Anything Goes. Then Joseph, then The Wizard of Oz. Then we may have had a pandemic pause, and then 9 to 5 and Cats. And they haven't really released a lot of explicit clues for what it could be this year.
No one knows.
I've been known since the beginning for guessing it, and I've been struggling this year. Cats, I got it so fast, and no one believed me. Even as we arrived, everyone was like, what do you think it is? I was like, oh, it is Cats. And they were like, it's never going to be Cats. I was like, get ready to be Cats, because it's Cats. So that's what we're doing next weekend. But Veronica, I hope you enjoy Hadestown, which will be just a shade more professional than our 24-hour musical, which I hope is entertaining. It'll be a fun way to spend my birthday.
Joe, I struggle. I can't dreamcast. If I know anything about a cast that are going to be doing a show, that's when my brain goes.
I think we've heard too many rumours for Into the Woods. I've not heard any rumours about who's playing the steward. Got a dreamcast for the steward?
No.
Neither do I. No.
I don't.
What's the actor's name from? Is it Andrew R. Butler in Stereophonic? Who's not Grover, but the other guy?
Oh, he's very fun.
He'd be like Stewart, played exactly like that.
That would be
like,
good.
I don't make policy. I just carry it out. That's where my brain went. Weird Californian Into the Woods.
It is interesting with Christmas Carol Goes Wrong because that was not on screen first for Mischief. It's the other way around.
Yes, yeah. It's Really Me says, big hello from Belfast. Local production of Come From Away in September. How exciting. Very serendipitous to be doing it in September as well. What was the most recent show you saw? And what did you think?
About it.
It was the glamification of Loki tonight. Loved it. Loved it. Witty, fun, camp. Is Evita coming to New York? Is it off the table? Is it back on the table? The rumors are somersaulting. Every time someone tells me it's off, someone tells me it's back on.
Oh, we are really far behind.
I tend to think that it's a certain quality of guaranteed success that eventually people are going to see sense and not turn their nose up at. I think it's too big and too buzzy. Almost every American I know has made the trip here to see it this summer. Mm-hmm. It is huge. It's made such a cultural impact. And I think that they will have to concede that at a certain point. I don't know who they is. I mean, I do, but I think it eventually will happen. But it might be a bit delayed. Any new details on Paddington the Musical? I think for now we're just waiting until first preview, and then we will find out what it's going to be. The Mad Ones was a very rewarding show to be a part of, but a 4-show weekend with a 3-piece band meant a lot of playing, but a gorgeous violin part. I'm glad you had a nice time. Saw the Addams Family tour at the Lowry 2 weeks ago. I thought it was fantastic. Have you ever reviewed the full production of the show? What are your thoughts on it? Personally, I think it's brilliant. I haven't. I don't think I reviewed the concert. I don't think I've reviewed the full production. My thoughts are pretty similar, because for the most part with the concert, I talked about the material. And it was a version of that full staging, was the concert one at the Palladium. They were very similar. So it's pretty much whatever I said about it in that. My thing with the Addams Family is I think the plot is, I like it. I like the material. They've always cast great people in it. It's fun to see those characters. I like a lot of the songs. I like Death is Just Around the Corner and what that's done for the drag queen community. And I like Pulled and what that's done for the auditioning for drama school belter community. You've done the Addams Family.
Yeah.
Aaron was a lovely Uncle Fester.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's a Le Cage aux Folles kind of a plot. And you don't want to see the Addams Family trying to not be themselves. You want to see the Addams Family unapologetically being themselves. It's kind of a bummer to see Wednesday being like, I like pastels now, and I want to change my hair and wear a yellow dress, because you want them to be them. And I've always said it feels more like an Addams Family musical and not the Addams Family musical, if that makes sense. Like a day of the week plot that they're doing rather than one that feels essential to them. Do you plan on seeing My Fair Lady at the Mill at Sonning?
I forgot that was happening.
I'd forgotten it was happening as well. But yes, I've not seen My Fair Lady since the tour of the Lincoln Center transfer. Thanks to your recommendations, I also went to Gail's Broadway Rose and got to hear Out There sung so beautifully, as well as Part of Your World. Didn't expect to cry. It was great, and so is the food.
Love Gail's Broadway Rose.
I mean, what a combination of where else can you have a delicious chicken on a habanero waffle and here options up on options up, like my days in a cookie plate. Culture. That's culture. That's the culture that made me decide culture was for me. West End needs Parade. The Paper Mill production some years back was inspired.
Oh, that was the UK production. That was the one that was in the mill.
Oh. Pam, I hope you're still watching, Pam, because this was probably an hour ago, but we love you, Pam. We miss you, Pam. We haven't seen you in ages, but I hope you're doing well as well. Megan asks, do you think Operation Mincemeat will ever switch to an open-ended run instead of keeping extending? It is an open-ended run. It's an open-ended run.
They're just announcing the new booking period.
Yeah.
All the other shows do, but they're just doing it as an extension.
Yeah, if I woke up every day and said to Aaron,
basically,
I will still be engaged to you today, then it's no different.
Yeah, you just got to basically, with Operation Mincemeat, there's an open-ended run. And you'll just find out if it's closing when they say
booking periods. That's all it is.
When they announce the new cast, the easy way to know, if they announce the cast change, the cast change normally is a year contract. So then you know that it's likely to be there for a whole another year.
Yeah. Bethany says, I'll be in New York early November for the first time ever. Only for 4 days. Already booked Hadestown, but potentially open to seeing one more show. Any general recommendations welcomed?
Well, it's an all changeover.
Up to your taste. There'll be a lot of new things coming in. Depends if there's any performers you're particularly excited to see. If I was there,
maybe Happy Ending.
Maybe Happy Ending is lovely. Ragtime would have a lot of pull for me. But yeah, I should say stay up to date with anything that I share. There won't be new Broadway reviews from me between now and then, but you can certainly check back on some of the other ones that I've shared before. John Proctor sadly will have closed, but maybe Happy Ending, currently my favorite musical on Broadway. And everyone I've ever sent to it has loved it. That's why it just gets such universal praise.
And Death Becomes Her.
They filmed Bernadette Peters' Into the Woods. And don't I know it, Susan? That's what raised me, that pro shot. That's the best piece of theatre ever. Hi, Mickey and Aaron. Just a quick question. Will you guys be attending Musical Con? I don't know. I don't know what the details are for Musical Con this year, when and where we will be. And I don't know. We will see on that front. I would like to. But Musical Con for me is less about what they actually do at Musical Con, more about getting to meet all of the other people there. That's always my favorite part of Musical Con, is just getting to say hello to people. So that would be nice to have a format in which to do that again. I know there was a lot of criticism of Musical Con last year on a handful of fronts. And I don't know. We'll see. Hi from New York City, says Nicole. I just saw Death Becomes Her Wednesday night. It was fabulous. It is that. Minette Blue says, I think Cats would work best as a series of Pixar shorts before other things. I mean, I'm all for it. Imagine every time you go see a new movie musical, you get one song from Cats as a Pixar short. Like people are going to see.
Like you get that because it's a collection of stories. So you just do like a McCavity one or a Jenny Anecdotes.
I've got a weird question. Is there a musical that you think would lend itself to claymation? My brain went to Dead Outlaw.
I just said shucked.
Claymation shucked? That's fun. That's fun. I think with claymation, I go to Wallace and Gromit, so I'm thinking a lot of like quintessentially British. I'm thinking of like Betty Blue Eyes. But yeah, answer that in the comments. Which claymation musical do we want to see? Not enough claymation, to my mind, in the world. I'm terrified I won't get American Psycho tickets. How in demand do you think it will be? I think
we won't know until the cast.
I think casting
whoever
will
that
affect
lead
that.
is. I mean, I will be honest though, like, just be quick because Almeida, regardless of what show it is, it's extremely hard to get tickets to.
Yeah.
Like every show sells well, so I would say just like with Almeida, like the first day that they go on sale is normally.
Yeah, I got a ticket for American Psycho the first time around back in 2013, December. Matt Smith doing it. That was very buzzy back then. It was right off of Doctor Who. That was his first stage thing since, I think.
I can tell we haven't got certain comments.
Book of Mormon claymation is a comment that has come through via alternative messaging.
But it's because we haven't got to Alex yet.
Okay. I think if Book of Mormon was ever going to be animated, it would have to be South Park style animation. Is my thought process. I don't know. Veronica,
Spooky Mormon Hell-Dream would
Veronica,
be that way.
The next comment I'm reading was made some 50 minutes ago. So let's up the pace here and see what we can get through. Okay. Hello from somewhere in the middle of California, says Kate.
Hopefully you're still here, Kate.
Yeah. I'd like to see Roundabout bring back Anything Goes and Cabaret. You cannot be serious with Roundabout bringing back Cabaret. You're saying that deliberately to be contentious, Philip, and I'm not having it. Cabaret has just been on Broadway in a perfectly great revival. What are your thoughts on Cabaret on Broadway? Do you think it will close early? I have horrible news for you. It already is. It is.
No,
you mean earlier than
people are worried that it's going to close earlier than it already is. I'd hope not. I'd hope they just see it through. And
there's very little time left, and I hope that this cast gets to finish out their run. But I mean, the only people brand new to it are Billy and Marisha, who also got to do it in London. So,
but it's like it's just.
I hope they get
people.
I hope they
because currently it's just like when they got announced, they were announced after it was announced to be closing.
Yeah.
To then close earlier while they're in it is just odd.
Yeah. Can you imagine being in Starlight Express where you've got to remember your lines, dance movements, positioning, and make sure you don't accidentally skate into the holes where the audience are? Right? Truly, no one else is having to think more laterally than the actors on wheels.
I'd also say probably the same amount of brain power as like actor musos. Because how they remember score?
Yeah.
And they remember bar numbers?
Yeah.
Because we were in that rehearsal room for Benjamin Button and they said, we're going to go to bar thing. And I was like, excuse me?
Yeah. And also all of the stuff that they're doing on stage, like I've got to pick up that barrel and put that over there. Otherwise someone's going to fall over when they come through here with an accordion and they're playing this person and we're multi-rolling. But that's what you don't think about with these actor musician shows is that they're playing the music. They don't have sheet music in front of them.
Nope.
It's memorized. They are jumping onto different
tracks,
orchestral parts. They are playing, they're singing, they're doing different lines. So there's no muscle memory about it. They have to, and that's why I think that cast is going to go to different places because that's an invaluable amount of skill.
I love that we did so. No, we're going to speed up. But
yeah. The Glamification cast of Loki are all sounding off in the comments. Congrats to all of you on a fantastic performance this evening. Thoughts on Jamie Lloyd Pippin? Of course, sets and costumes are very important for Pippin. Depends on what kind of Pippin it is. I have seen video game Pippin. I've seen hippie Pippin, if you will. I've seen traditional Pippin, Tradwife Pippin. Circus Pippin is not the original, but it's the one that people now have in their minds because it was the big Broadway revival.
And the Silver Silk one.
Did that have a concept?
It had a concept, but I don't think it was clear cut.
Video game Pippin was interesting. Jamie Lloyd Pippin would be like Brecht Pippin, I guess. I think Jenna Russell will play Rose before she's done. I would like Jenna Russell to play Sally in Follies in this country, and because she's done it, but wasn't here. Just saw Totoro at the Gilly Lynn tonight with my whole family. Oh,
yeah. Oh gosh.
We've scrolled down. Something that happens sometimes is that we accidentally scroll and we have to work our way back up to where we were in the comments. Would you like me to sing some elevator music?
I don't think it's ever been this far behind. Yeah.
Dan BG says, just saw Totoro at the Gilly Lynn tonight with my whole family, and that design team, such as the soul that they've put into an annoying script that I bet they'd make The Good Gatsby great. That was almost a compliment. It became a qualified compliment, but I'm glad you enjoyed the show, I think. What do you think Hannah Lowther will do next? I don't know, but I'm excited to find out. When Elvis Met the Beatles was really good, due to the fact it's not trying to tell a single band story. Good point. It can take on a certain moment in history and is pure joy for 2 hours on stage. There you go. If anyone has the chance to see the play When Elvis Met the Beatles. Veronica, on the pain of renting, everything is stuck to the wall, including my fairy lights, which I have to redo like 2 times a month because they keep falling. I know your pain. I know your pain. By the way, I feel so bad that you both missed Intimate Apparel at the Don Marcus. That show was freaking otherworldly. I know, I heard great things, and sometimes you just have to say to yourself, if it's good enough, it will transfer, the chance will come back around. Hopefully it does. How are you feeling about the 24-hour musical coming up? How are you feeling, Aaron James? That'll be your first time doing it. I've done many of them before.
I did 1448 multiple years, and that was wild because that was doing brand new. When it was a brand new play, short play that was written within that 24 hours. I mean, you do a completely different play in the next 24 hours. It was completely rewritten. So, and the writers would choose things to make it hard. Somebody had a very long monologue.
Wow.
But as it's new writing as well, you don't have anything to look at.
Yeah. What was I going to say? What I will say is when you do a 24-hour musical, when you stay awake for 24 hours, it feels like 2 days. Like a continuous 24 hours feels so long. Much longer than a day. Laura Pitt Pulford should play Rose. She played Louise in that concert I was telling you about. Do you have any UK to NYC travel tips? So many. Fly back on the morning flight so that you land at night here. Don't do the overnight flight. It'll wreck you for days. But if you do the morning flight back to the overnight, you'll be sleepy by the time you land anyway. And then you'll just be able to sleep at a normal time and you'll fix yourself sooner.
We didn't do that for most of our trips.
It took us a long time to learn that lesson. And that's only if you're someone who has a day to burn. For a lot of people, I know that there's a limited amount of holiday or vacation time. Will you see Queen of Versailles at least twice? Because I'm not missing Sherry Renee Scott's Broadway return. She's on standby to be in the show, and I'm on standby to see her in the show. So I'm going to be very stressed throughout the early weeks of that run to be ready. I will get on a plane.
We've been to Toronto to see theatre, but I really want to go back.
Yeah, we'd go back to Toronto.
I really want to go back. I really like Toronto.
Yeah, and that's another way to get to New York. We could always fly via Toronto.
Toronto is one of my favourite places that we've been to.
Yeah. Do you plan to see Taylor Trench, Alex Newell in Batboy? If we're there at the right time, we will absolutely try and see Batboy. Thank you both for all your immersive Grease videos on Insta. Was going to give it a miss, and you changed my mind. Went last Saturday and can't remember the last time I had so much fun. It's so much fun. It is so much fun. Yeah. Somebody needs to write Joy Woods a show where she can belt and dance because she's a true triple threat. There you go. We need a Joy Woods.
That's true because we got to see her dance in Gypsy.
What's the one where it's like mother-daughter? Is that the Rink? I may be thinking of the Rink. Can we have Joy Woods in the Rink? Joy Woods in the Rink with like, oh my gosh, who's the actress on Grey's Anatomy? She was in Fame with the cane. It's killing me. Debbie Allen. Yes, Debbie Allen and Joy Woods in the Rink. Is that anything? Is that something? I know there is a starry concert version of the Rink coming up. Beth Level, Jesse Mueller. RSC does have a backstage tour. I'm going to see 2 plays because of your review, Stereophonic and Every Brilliant Thing.
Yay, both great.
Hope you enjoy it. Very different plays, very different lengths, but I hope you really enjoy both. My kind of theatre, both of them. Very different. I'm coming to London for the Browns-Vikings American football game in the first week of October. I may have time for 1 or 2 plays or musicals. What should I see? I mean, not to pigeonhole you, but what does an American football fan want to see?
That's too wide a type of person, I felt like.
Well, yeah. I don't know. If it was my parents who are big American football fans, I would take them to Just for One Day. Where is the football? Is the football game in Wembley? Because Just for One Day is also set there.
October is interesting because it's a changeover of some shows. What's on?
Browns and Vikings. Cleveland Browns and where are the Vikings from? Oh, my parents are going to be so ashamed of me. Where are the Vikings from? It'll come to me. David's now booked a place on the backstage tour of the RSC just before Fat Ham in the evening.
Yay!
Perfect. We're making dreams happen here. We're organizing schedules. I'm trying to find a copy of the play John Proctor is the Villain to read, but I can't find it anywhere. Has it only been released in the US? I think it's now been published, but they take a long time to be published. It must have been published because it's been licensed around the country. But it's very possibly only been published in the US, yes.
Maybe.
I think the most likely thing is that they will release...
The place to check would be web to see who the publisher is and see if they have it on their website in the UK.
Yeah. And he says, I think the most likely thing is that they will release amateur rights for Andrew Lloyd Webber's Cinderella first. I sort of really hope that they don't.
I don't think they will because I think it would have already happened.
Yeah. Not a lot of Lloyd Webber shows licensed to amateur groups, actually. Interestingly enough, more like youth productions, yes, but for grown-ups,
they come to the stage too often.
And just with Cinderella's relationship to like, we're going to shame you for non-specific aesthetic reason. I'm nervous about the way that could be interpreted and the way that could be cast in amateur productions.
What's the best UK shops to buy plays? In London, the National Theatre Bookshop is one of the places to go to. That's probably one of the best places in London to get play scripts from. Then Foyles, which is opposite Stranger Things, they have a very dedicated play section. But then a lot of the bookshops do, but those are like the 2 big ones I'd say to go to. I always mentioned about Royal Court having one, but I don't even know if that still exists anymore. I don't think it does. So I think
Royal Court does.
I think it does.
Does it not?
I think it's a library now.
Oh.
I think it's shifted. So I don't want to recommend it because it's going to Sloane Square to check. It's a bit of a trip.
Yep.
Trip.
Reading Ace says, hi, going to see Come From Away in Argentina next weekend, and I'm so excited. Wow.
Exciting.
Wow.
Very fun.
Oh, yeah, that's exciting. Tell us all about it. Ryan says, making my Broadway return this November for Ragtime. So excited to get back to NYC, seeing Ragtime, Heathers, and O'Mary, and going to the Museum of Broadway.
Fun.
Great lineup, great activities. Have a great time. Go get a cookie from Schmackery's. Top it all off. But that's a great combination of shows. Broadway, musical revival, Tony, exciting, buzzy new play, and off-Broadway musical as well.
I'm so excited that I can see Spelling Bee.
Yeah.
Generally, the fact that it's likely to be on when we're going to go there makes me very happy.
My favorite show on Broadway remains maybe Happy Ending. What is yours?
Currently on Broadway, maybe Happy Ending.
There you go.
Followed by Death Becomes Her.
Yep. Eddie Crow says, if you want a wedding venue, Kilworth House at the theatre there.
It's one of those places that we've still just never been.
Never been to. One thing I know about Kilworth House, and I was very intrigued by their production of Cats they did a few years ago, where they had cats in sort of costuming and clothes over their cat outfits. I was intrigued. That looked exciting. Kilworth House, sadly, keeps making headlines for the wrong reasons, for a lot of all-white casts, which, I dare say wouldn't impact our wedding, but it's a shame when that's what I start to associate the theatre with. There's an interesting question here from SH. Are there shows where your view as a fan of theatre differs from your view as a critic? More often than not, it's just an overlap, and it's just my view as me, and I can't separate the two. And my view as a critic impacts the extent to which I'm able to view it as a fan.
Apart from shows like Diana.
Oh, see, what you're describing here and what you're pointing out to me is like guilty pleasure territory.
That's
where
what that
I know
is.
that I shouldn't, but I do.
Like, this is like a case of they're saying, like, there's problems with the storytelling in Evita.
Yeah.
But it's so full out.
Well, no, it's like, because I recognize that as well, but for the most part, I think a lot of stuff that I discovered as a child probably lives in that realm, and like Phantom lives in the guilty pleasure part of my brain. Diana lives in the guilty pleasure part of my brain. A lot of the Disney stuff, I know is not the world's most sophisticated material, but I have a fondness and a nostalgia for that. Cats, I don't consider guilty pleasure. I'm a Cats apologist, and I will insist on its brilliance. And that's that. That's not up for discussion, actually, as it happens. What TV show would you like a first Shadow-style stage adaptation of, and how would you like to see it adapted?
I'm going to say something.
No. I'm anticipating what sounds like a hot take brewing.
Woo!
You just kicked me out of the frame. I'll leave.
Okay. So, you can come back.
It's fine.
Oh no, he's sailing round. So, the thing with First Shadow that's tricky is that obviously it's a prequel, but when you do something to an IP like that, I'm going to wait for the bit to be over. He's still going.
Carry on. Carry on.
So, the issue that I have with like a First Shadow is not. If more shows did this, is that the whole thing around that show was that it links, and it's really important to watch if you're following the TV series. And then with season 5, I think we're going to find out if it actually did matter. But I think that's the issue. Like, it's interesting that Hunger Games is just doing the first film on stage, like an adaptation of the first film on stage. And I just think when you're trying to do these links to pre-existing IP, I just don't know if I don't know if the reasons for something existing are in the right place, and I feel like sometimes they're just stuck through so many legal or like specific things that you don't get something actually exciting. I don't know.
It's ruining. I want badly to see Bug, as it's my bucket list play to see on stage, but I'm going to be home by opening night. Oh no. Have fun, Ryan. I'm so jealous you're seeing Ragtime. Me too. Although hopefully we'll get to see it pretty soon afterwards. Who knows? Do you think The Little Big Things could ever get a Broadway transfer or a West End revival? I've not been, but feel like Circle in the Square could be most similar Broadway house to Soho Place. Circle in the Square is not accessible, from what I remember, because there was some challenge to do with Ali Stroker needing to be like carried in and out of the building, from what I recall. And there are minimum 4 wheelchair users in Little Big Things. Probably more if it was to get a Broadway transfer. There would probably need to be 6. Because I think they probably want 2 covers in each of those roles. So not a conducive theatre for it. And I think that's a lot of the restriction on it being able to be revived. They just announced something. Was it licensing?
Yeah.
So the show has now been licensed, so other companies can do it, which is exciting. Yeah. I think there was probably a window of time where it might have gone back to at Soho Place, but that hasn't happened. I wouldn't rule it out in the future. I'd like for that to go back to at Soho Place at some point. I know it meant an awful lot to an awful lot of people. So excited for Jack Wolfer's Orpheus. Do you guys plan on seeing it? Oh yes. Seeing Oedipus and Spelling Bee. I see. Hey, Mickey and Aaron says, Somewhere in the Skies with Ryan Sprague. I was a Broadway bartender for 13 years. Oh, the stories I could tell. Keep up the fantastic work and love the channels. How much did cocktails cost when you started? That's what I want to know. What's that inflation been like? What Disney movies do you think could work in live action? Need they? Precious few. I just want a new Heather's recording for Ben Davis' Dead Gay Son, to be honest. Fair enough. Are there any books, films, pieces of media that you would love to see turned into a musical? I still think Would You a Miss Congeniality? I just worry that we're in an era where a lot of film to stage musicals aren't done as well as they could be.
Mine was always Connie and Carla.
Oh, yeah.
Because Nia Vardalos writes a really good book.
But would it be tricky if they weren't singing Mame? Would you have to license Mame? These are the questions. Because it appears in the film.
No, I know. But I don't know. But it's different, though, because, like, Debbie Reynolds was such a big element of the film.
What do you think is the theatre in London that has the best programme this year? Oh, I know what you mean. I thought you meant the programmes. I thought you meant... It's what we call playbills. I thought you meant had the best programme. I was like to be like, well, this is what the National do them like... Oh, no. You mean programming. I was just wondering this the other day. I don't think there's any venue that's like consistently knocked everything out of the park. Out of London, but the RSC over the last year or so
it has been amazing to see what the new artistic directors
fantastic
have done.
Job and like the industry impact and the co-production.
To say that at the start of next year we're starting to see new musicals debut at the RSC is very exciting. And
they've got a presence in the West End with like 3 West End shows simultaneously at the start of September.
It's been a lot.
There's an RSC at the Hampstead. They're doing a co-production with Chichester. They brought Fat Ham over here. They co-prod with the Royal Court on the return of 448 Psychosis. Just genius level programming.
They've got Motif. They've got 2 things going to Barbican.
Yeah.
Non-stop.
Yeah. Where are we? Oh. Do you have any shows that you love the song but not a fan of the production? Mine is The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe current tour. Any shows where you love the song but not the production? I don't know. Probably if I sit and think about it, but not that I can think of. I mean, the comments I made about the material of the Hunchback stage adaptation sort of align with that, where I still really love the score. I just don't love the sort of the transposition of the story from the film to the stage. This is my first time seeing you guys here. I love this. Welcome to live. It's chaotic. We spend the whole time trying to catch up on ourselves. Have you heard news or know anything about the Mythic, the musical in the US? You've seen Mythic.
I saw it in London. It's a lot of fun. If you're a fan of Hadestown, it's a lot of fun because it's Persephone and Hades' story. Of their love story. So it's fun to piece it together.
It's Hadestown prologue.
Very different vibe, but it's nice to fit together.
Wardy says, do you know anything at all about The Code, upcoming at Southwark Elephant? John Partridge and Tracy Bennett is a dream cast, but I cannot find anything significant about the show itself. No, not until it opens. I know nothing. Arthur says, thank you so much. I'm so glad you liked it. I think that was about the ramification of Loki. Thank you. Ryan says, my last New York trip, I saw Great Comet, War Paint, 1984, and off-Broadway Sweeney Todd and the Pie Shop. That's a great one. Wow. Kate's heading back on the road. Can't wait for you all to get to this comment when I get to LA in 2 hours. We miss you too, Kate. Oh, it's hard having friends on the other side of the Atlantic. Are you going to, have you already seen Goodnight Oscar? Saw it last night and was blown away. Sean Hayes got a standing ovation midway through the show, which I haven't ever seen happen at a play before. I don't know that I've seen it happen in a play before. Is it for a moment involving music, though? And does that count? Like to say, I've never seen a mid-show standing ovation. I don't know when. I know music. I know he plays the piano. At the end. But that's what I thought as well. But I assume that that's what it was for. But I don't know. We will see it before it ends. We still have about a month to catch that one. Tried to rush it. Couple last weekend. Didn't work. The Today Takes gods were not on our side that day. Talk has simply commented, Sunset Boulevard, brutal boulevard, destination for the stony-hearted. I've repelled Aaron with my strange singing. I think you could do a whole TV series in the maybe happy ending world. I agree, you could. You could. Philip is seeing Saturday Church on Sunday night. That's almost perfect timing. Ryan's currently reading E.L. Doctorow's novel Ragtime in preparation for seeing it. Oh, very prepared of you. I also plan to stage door for the first time and get my book signed. Oh, they'll love that. They will absolutely love that. Where is the stage door at Lincoln Center? Is it down
it's downstairs
in the underpass?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Did you hear about the Anne Boleyn musical at Hever Castle? I saw it last night and it was wonderful. The production company is called Historalia and they've done other historical musical productions. I know there was a horse. I saw there was a picture of a horse. Cast is fab. Setting is amazing. I think it's difficult to get out from under the shadow of 6. It's a tricky thing for that show to get off the ground. What is your favorite movie musical adaptation? For example, Dear Evan Hansen, Into the Woods. Neither of those. Very sorry to say. Hairspray in Chicago.
I also love the Dreamgirls song.
Yes. There was like Beyonce had to be Beyonce. I like a lot of the Dreamgirls film. But Chicago, Hairspray, Cabaret, and In the Heights, and the Spielberg West Side Story. Tick Tick Boom.
Tick Tick Boom, sorry. And Wicked.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed part 1 of Wicked.
Stereophonic are announcing their tour cast soon. How interesting. Ellie says they normally announce around my birthday, so it's March. That's the Oliviers. Hope you both had nice birthdays. Thank you so much. Ellie, what's your favorite Haribo gummy bear flavor? Your monochrome outfit choices are excellent.
Alex, who finally reached Alex's comment.
This is a deep blue corduroy, everybody. And guess what? You may have seen this when I was rowing. The trousers match. It looks like I'm wearing sort of stylish pajamas into Theatreland. And it's comfortable. It is comfortable. I need you to know that.
Favorite West End London theatre? Prince Edward.
It was nice going back to Prince Edward
and Regent's Park.
Yeah.
And the Olivier. Oh, yeah, Ellie. I didn't realise that you'd finally got the sour gummy bears.
I can't work out what this is. RUHG.
I don't know.
I got nothing. What are your opinions if they were to make a Putnam County Spelling Bee revival, or well, there is 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee revival in New York, or an Avenue Q revival? I'm sort of surprised there hasn't been an Avenue Q revival. I think comedically, it's a show that would do quite well at the moment. I wish we had a series focusing on the theatres rather than the shows. Those theatres are places of historical importance, but the shows take centre stage. Lol. I mean, the theatres are places of historical importance because of the historic shows. So it's there wouldn't be anything without them, I suppose. It's going to be a busy September, says Alex. Don't we know it? Don't we just know it?
It's going to be news heavy and show heavy.
I'm already tired just thinking about it. What else do we have here? I'm really interested how Aaron got his career in theatre and what exactly it is that you do. Do you want to expand on that at all?
So it's morphed a lot in time. I've been a social media manager, I've been a marketing manager, publicist on shows, multiple things. But randomly, so I first got, once I graduated from uni, well, music school. It's weird. My degree's in singing. That's the fun part. My degree's in singing for the music industry because I was trained to be a artist or a backing vocalist for recording artists, I guess, is what we were technically taught to do by like vocal coaches from The Voice and stuff. And then when I was in my final year, something like that, I became a etiquette social ambassador. Then moved to London, did that for a year. So I was going to a lot of shows as a person that etiquette's viewed as like, because I was doing social stuff. So I went to stuff like that. Then got a theatre, asked me to go and cover their social media. So then I started working for them, then became a publicist. So still now I represent theatres as a publicist. I've done that for different things. Got to work on a Disney film, Theatre Camp, the one with Ben Platten. Worked on that. Yeah, it varies a lot though. Like my career's probably changed. Out of the two of us, yours is very consistent. Mine's been very.
I made up a fake job and I just stuck with it.
Mine's morphed a lot. Like. Very much depends on the hour or the time or the day of what I'm doing. Because, like, so on Mickey's side, I upload all the podcasts. So anybody that listens to it on podcasts and everything like that, it is moi that uploads them. And then, yeah, it's just morphed a lot. It's really tricky in the industry because you get, like, a lot of weird things of having a morphing career.
Everyone's a multi-hyphenate.
Yeah, and like, so it's tricky. Like, I definitely can say when you're in the industry, it's very difficult to know how you feel about your career in it because it changes a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think the common thread between the two of us is like the surprising doors that can open as a result of sharing your enthusiasm and authenticity on social media. I think that's sort of
But we did a random
common
thing. So when the What's on, because Alex is here, I was just going to mention it. So last year, Mickey did the What's on Stage live tweeting, and I did it this year.
Most stressful couple hours of my life.
And I did it this year.
You did. You can never spell check too many times when you're tweeting out to tens of thousands of people.
But it all changes. Like, yeah. So I really struggle when giving advice to people of career to know how they happen because mine kind of was weirdly. I just did things and then just network with people when you're. Networking is a big thing in this industry.
Yeah.
Talking to people, just trying to support theatre and doing gimmick. Yeah. You'd think, posting about something wouldn't make a big difference. It does.
There you go. The Aaron James professional backstory, everybody. I took my glasses up and now I can't read. Will you see Nicole at the Royal Albert Hall? Don't tend to do the concerts, but again, she'll be sensational. Where are we? Going to New York next year, says Henry. Any advice on what shows I should definitely see for my first trip?
Oh, it's so difficult to know what's going to be on.
It's such a personal question. Maybe Happy Ending, Death Becomes Her.
If they're on, yes.
Oh, Mary, pending casting. I hope they're both still on next year.
I just never know with New York.
Yeah.
I'll be truthfully honest that New York is ever changing.
It can change. Things can change in a New York minute.
But there's loads of places that I say to visit whilst you're there.
Off Broadway, Little Shop.
Yes.
Is always a big recommendation from us. Saw Rob Madge in Cabaret. Amazing. Amazing in all caps is the correct response. What is your early prediction for best revival at the Tonys? I think, as of right now, Cats the Jellicle Ball has a lot of heat. Those cats are in heat, let me tell you. And I think that I could see them being head and tails above Ragtime and Chess. Ragtime, I think, is going to be glorious for those of us who love it, which should be everyone, because it's one of the best book musicals ever written. I don't think it seems set to be much of a reinvention of a musical in the way that best revivals often tend to favor. Chess will be so, if they can fix Chess, they deserve a Tony. And let us not forget about Roundabout's Rocky Horror. That could be a dark horse in fishnets, a dark fishnet wearing horse. Are you back with us? Dark fishnet wearing horse is where I got to. If you zoned back in during that sentence, it was justified. We got there. Mickey, have you had hair dyed again, or is it more sun bleached? I wish the sun could bleach my hair. No, this was bleached by the good people at a hair salon. It's a second round of highlights is what's happened here. The more I can look like George Michael, the happier I will be. Have you ever dressed up as one of the cabaret actors while seeing Cabaret? Ish. Last time we went in London, I wore a sort of a beige suit thing that looks a lot like the costumes that they all get changed into at the end of the show. And when we went for my birthday, when you took me on one of the table seats for my birthday a few years ago, I wore a little party hat because it was my birthday. And so I didn't wear it during the show because that felt rude. Extra height, people behind me, very mindful of that. But I had it on in the interval, and Josh Andrews came over and said, "Hello, Mickey Jo," and pulled me on stage to do the little dancey bit. So I got to do that on my birthday. That was a nice memory, core memory. Where are we? Alex says, "This Was Me was beautiful and augmented that character with very filmic storytelling." Yes, very well put. Yeah, I'd be intrigued to see if that was something they would ever put into, if we ever get like a non-replica, everybody's talking about Jamie in the UK, like a different production of it, if they would ever consider putting that in. Do you know what I find fascinating is there are lines in, I don't know if anyone else has ever bought Sondheim's lyric books, Finishing the Hat and Look, I Made a Hat. There are lyrics in Company where he's like, this is the original one I wrote. I changed it to this. I should have kept the original. And the first production that reverts to that, I don't know if they can now with the estate. I'm sure if when he was still alive, if someone had said, can we do your original lyric, the one that you said is better, he'd have been like, yeah, sure, like in his very slightly bristly way. But
so then you think that he didn't try to put it back in?
No, but
he had to
wrote in a book that it was a better lyric. Yeah. And it's not in a very hard-hitting song. It's in the little things you do together. The lyric is, it's not talk of God and the decade ahead that allows you to get through the worst. It's I do and you don't, and nobody said that. And who brought the subject up first? The original lyric was, it's not talk of God and the decade ahead that like sustains you through desperate nights. It's something and something and something and something, and who gets to turn out the lights, which refers directly back to the book scene that's happened immediately before it, and speaks, I think, a little more acutely to the notion of the power dynamic in a very pedestrian marriage and relationship. And that line about who gets to turn off the lights, I think is interesting. And I would like for that to be put back into the show. Will you be attending / reviewing Clarkston? Yes, I hope to do both. I love the Book of Ragtime. Haven't read it in a while. Maybe I should read that book. A 24-hour musical sounds fun. Fun and stressful. Are you going to video the 24-hour musical? There will be a vlog. It will be delirious, but there will be a vlog. Strange question, but have you ever seen someone perform their dream role, and how much did it add to their show? I think Rob Madge is doing that right now in Cabaret, and you can really feel the love for the character, the understanding of, the appreciation of the material. I dare say I've seen it before with other performers, but I don't know. It doesn't. Sometimes it says in the program like this is a dream role. Sometimes they say it in interviews, but there's no tannoy announcement before the show being like, the orchestra will be conducted by, and FYI, this is Susan's dream role. But I'm sure we have. If the Oliviers had had the categories that the Tonys have, what do you think would have won book, score, director of a musical? I need a list in front of me for you to throw a question like that into the mix.
It's
Daniel
just going to
Robinson.
make me really sad.
Yeah. Book, score, director of music. Well, we can talk through book and score of the last one. Score, I think, would still have gone to The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. And book probably would as well. Who else was in the mix? It wasn't The Year of the Little Big Things. Who was Button up against? Just remembering this is going to be such a feat. And director went play.
Yeah, it was a big fiddler, yeah.
Director would have gone to Jordan Fine, I imagine.
Yeah.
For Fiddler on the Roof.
Yeah.
But book, I forget.
Book would have probably gone to Benjamin Button, and score would have, I think.
Yeah. I heard Camberley were doing Teeth this year. I assume you're joking. I assume you're joking. I can't cope with that in 24 hours. I need to start doing sit-ups. I just am so confused on who will be playing in Mary in winter of this year. Listen, no one knows yet, but if there's anyone I trust, it's the casting team at O'Mary, because they have not missed. Alex says the steward is great. What if they have the steward as a walk-on?
It's a fun part. I like that part in it. It's just not one that I think... There's a nice moment in it. It's just a character that just is there.
If they had that as a walk-on role, a la the producer at the end of Gutenberg, and Alex gets to do it one night, and you get to do it, and I get to do it, and we just rotate. Nika Burns one night, West End producer as West End producer.
I love how you going for not celebrities.
Jamie Wilson. No. Let people in the audience be like, that seemed like a random person in that role, but we have no idea who they are. Let it be that. Let that be the energy. On the topic of goes wrong, was able to convert my mum into a Mischief fan by forcing her to watch the play and the comedy about spies last week. Glad to hear she enjoyed. They're really crowd-pleasing shows.
They're just very clever.
They're easy recommendations. If I was to recommend a West End show for people who don't necessarily like theatre or don't know that they like theatre yet.
Heather Goes Wrong is a big winner.
Easy recommendation. Any dream casts for Roundabout's Rocky Horror? I was thinking the other day, because Sam Pinkleton is directing, people have been saying Colascola as Frankenfurter for a long time, who would be inspired, because they just are. I suspect that that's not what's happening for a handful of reasons. I'm not sure whether it's actually progressive and productive to have, in the current political and social climate, a trans or non-binary performer in the role of Frankenfurter, because of the intimate predation that happens at the start of the second act. I don't think it will play well. I don't know to what extent the material is going to be reworked, reframed. There's a lot you can do in direction. I would rather see trans and non-binary performers throughout the rest of the show. Give me a trans Janet. I think would be so fun. I think the whole thing should be as campy and satirical as possible. And so, yeah, put some drag queens in there and give me a really sexy, queer, diverse cast of thrilling new talent, I think. I think that's what I want for Rocky Horror. But it's hard to know what the vision is yet for that production. We don't even have artwork. Where are we? Hello from California. Kate Reinking is heading to you. I saw Mason as St. Jimmy, and that was genius. They instantly became a must-have for Rocky Horror. Listen, Mason Alexander Park can do so many things. Such a versatile talent and magnetic on stage. Not a quality that you find in every stage performer. Just has that thing. I'm going to New York next summer, and God, I hope Evita is there when I go. Could happen. It could happen. I think there will be an Andrew Lloyd Webber musical on Broadway at the time. It just might not be that one. We've got a long weekend in the US this weekend, and I thought I'd go see a few shows, but I'd misremembered the local theatre schedules. They all have openings next weekend. Nothing this weekend. Well, I hope you enjoy them next weekend. I hope Rocky runs through next winter so I can see it next year. Because it's roundabout, I don't know if it will become open-ended or if they sort of leave themselves the chance to, but...
Is this Studio 54?
Yeah. Oedipus first, then Rocky Horror.
I mean, it can vary with Studio 54 because Wonderful World was there.
Yeah. Yeah. Todd Haynes feels more like...
Todd Haynes is structured.
Yeah. What's the next Broadway show you would recommend? Otherwise, I see Operation Mincemeat for the 7th time. I assume you've probably caught my Broadway recommendations as we've gone through these. I love the adult Wednesday Addams on YouTube, as well as the Netflix series. Again, a Wednesday who is unapologetically herself, right? We're doing Addams Family this year on Halloween, and then the other week it was announced we are doing my favorite No Plot Just Vibes musical, We Will Rock You. No Plot Just Vibes. There's a plot there. You just have to really want to see it.
Depends on which version you watch.
And it doesn't end. That's the thing. The plot starts really like we're in the future, strange society, educational indoctrination. They just do not end that plot. They get right up to it, and then they're like, has everyone stopped caring in the audience? We're just going to sing some songs. They get so close to concluding that plot, and then they simply don't. And you have to respect that. Or not. It's up to you. Where are we? I would love to see Starlight racing around Times Square. I just think I'd get injured. I just think if anyone did, it would be me. I want to go to this Broadway Rose.
Girls Broadway Rose. It's kind of the same price as normal
You're just paying for dinner, so it's comparable with.
And then just tipping
dining in New York
for singing waiters.
Yeah. And eating in New York is not cheap wherever you go, but there's no additional cost. But book in advance.
Yeah, because it's busy.
It's used to be easy to get a reservation, and now it's got really popular. Great for them, horrible for us when trying to get in last minute.
It's like Room Where It Happens in London.
Yeah.
Very busy now.
Yeah. Evita would bomb in NYC, says Philip. Just as much as Cabaret, both dreadful. No way ATG brings it in. Well, ATG aren't the ones producing it, so you're right, that is unlikely. They're much more discerning with the London to New York transfers now. Benjamin Button is coming to Broadway, though. As yet unconfirmed, but Philip has the answers. ATG not producing Evita. And Evita has been such an astronomical financial success in London. I think there's not that much a cultural divide between the two. You get the occasional anomalous discrepancy, like a Cabaret, which in years gone by, Cabaret wouldn't have been viewed as any kind of a failure. It's just in the current financial landscape where it was so expensive to produce that it wasn't able to recoup. But there's a lot of shows that still haven't recouped on Broadway, even ones that are doing successfully. Saw Parade at the Kennedy Center this week. There were a lot of empty seats. I felt bad for the performers. Not a great way to end that tour. I would feel very conflicted. It's a difficult one with the Kennedy Center, because I know a lot of people feel very conflicted about going there and what it represents, even though, by not, it's that touring show that is suffering, and it's the staff who are suffering. It's very difficult. It's all just a difficult situation. Do you ever think that the Theatre Cafe or Theatre Cafe Diner will ever reopen? I think within the next few years, there will be some kind of a premises to that end. I don't know if it will be either of those specifically. Where are we? Farewell, Kendall, you're long gone by now, but farewell. Thank you for joining us. Eva says you should see Oedipus. You bet I'm going to see Oedipus again on Broadway, Eva. You bet. I'm going to take Aaron. He didn't see it in London. Oedipus is a big recommendation from me. I just don't think it counts as a play revival. I think it's a new play. I think it's a new play as an adaptation. Do you guys think Death Becomes Her will get a UK transfer? Yes. If so, who would you like to see play Madeline and Helen? This is the gay question of the year. It comes up a lot in conversation with other gentleman theatre fans.
Louise Tim.
And gentleman theatre fans, in this context, is a euphemism for homosexual men, which is not all Hashtag not all theatre fans. But there's a lot of, I'm going to rephrase the thing I've been saying. There's a lot of iconic ladies in the West End who could play those roles. I've been using a different acronym. It starts with an M. I think Emma Williams would be a really great Madeline. Louise Dearman would be a really great Madeline. Becky Locke would be a great Helen. Victoria Hamilton Barrett is currently about to be busy terrorizing a bear, but
Hannah Waddingham.
I mean, I would love to see Hannah Waddingham's stage return in anything she wants to do. We have been to the room where it happens.
Yes.
Big fans of them.
We went recently when all the Americans were over.
The vibes are great. The cocktails are great. Don't sleep on those cocktails.
It's music.
How far back are we? No. We're doing our best. We're getting there. I like to try and answer everyone. I won't apologize for that. We're nearly 2.5 hours in.
We're here.
It's midnight 27, everybody. That's the time here. Sweeney Todd stop motion puppet would be chilling. Oh, with some shadow puppetry in there as well. But I want that like live in person. I want Sweeney Todd shadow puppetry in the room. Best part of claymation Sweeney Todd though, you could like head removal. Benjamin Barker. Think about that. Yeah. Richie says, long-time musical theatre lover, but very new to your channel. I've really enjoyed watching your content over the last few weeks, seeing Brigadoon tomorrow, and can't wait. If you're still here, Richie, I hope you enjoy seeing Brigadoon tomorrow. Beautiful production. Leah says, going to be in New York in October. Yay. Really want to see Ragtime. Is there in-person rush at Lincoln Center? Do you do that the same as the other New York theatres? They will,
I'm not sure,
at a certain point announce their rush policy.
Yeah.
If they haven't already, I can check for you very quickly while Aaron answers the next question. They haven't yet announced their rush policy. Oh no, they have. $32. Oh, they do student rush. Lincoln Center does student rush or link ticks.
I'm not sure, Star, what happened to the Sweeney Todd tour that was supposed to be announced for summer. I think a lot of plans about production seem to go quiet afterwards. But during the Tony season, a lot of shows announce things that might not come to fruition. That's kind of all the campaigning and stuff. So you only really know when the US touring they announce their seasons, when you get an idea of what actually is happening.
I'm front rowing Heathers. Should I be nervous? No. I saw it the first time I ever saw Heathers was from the front row. Great experience.
I think it's just in time transferred. It would have to be with him.
I think, yeah, it would have to be Jonathan Groff, who has done the West End before. Does anyone remember when? Anybody? I don't know why I'm waiting for the computer to answer. Maybe you're commenting down below. If anyone does know the last show Jonathan Groff did in the West End as a full show, not a concert, don't be giving me How to Succeed, full show in the West End, and the theatre it was at, I'm pretty sure it was Death Trap at the Wyndhams. I think it was at the Wyndhams. I nearly went to go see it in like 2011, but I didn't. But yeah, it would have to be, Jonathan Groff is very written into the script of Just in Time.
Although we'd heard that
they're going to...
Well, he has covers.
I know. The covers is a big question mark, but he has said, as and when the role gets recast, they will rewrite it for that person. But I think Just in Time would do really well here.
Yeah, I think so.
That's another easy recommendation for people because it's just a lovely show.
Yeah.
Thoughts on a Jamie Lloyd Be More Chill production? I don't think you could pay him to direct it. I don't think he'd want to. I don't think Jamie Lloyd. He had artistic differences with Back to the Future, and what he was trying to do with Back to the Future, I think, would make him hesitant to touch any of the high school stuff now. You wouldn't get him directing a spelling bee now. I don't think. What's the chances of major cast changes by November 2025 for Heathers off Broadway? Unlikely.
I don't know with New York. Unlikely for a big cast change.
Unlikely until the spring. There's nothing coming in that they could jump out into. I wouldn't have thought so. None of them are going to be Mary Todd Lincoln. If anyone's doing like Lost Boys, that's in the new year. New musicals coming in, they're in the new year. Which upcoming theatre director would you like to see given a Jamie Lloyd level of creative freedom and budget on a project? I'm enjoying Jordan Fine's work.
Yeah.
Whom else?
I mean, I'd like to see... Rebecca Ferguson kind of already has that creative freedom in ways because she's attached to
I want Rebecca Ferguson to do Sondheim.
Because she's attached to... Well, she was attached to Almeida, and now she's going to the Old Vic, and she's got good relationships with the National.
I did see Billy Porter in Cabaret, and I shared a video about it on here. Got opening night tickets for Christmas Carol Goes Wrong at the Lowry. Excited to see who the mystery ghost might be if it's not a red herring. Mystery ghost. I didn't even know about the mystery ghost. Mystery, how fun. If you go to Toronto, go to Niagara Falls. We so nearly did. We so nearly did. And I would like to at some point. Isaac, we are doing well. How are you?
Thank you.
Ryan says, so excited for Hedwig coming to the UK. I will legit get a passport to see it again. Yes, I remember this about you, Ryan, that you're a big Hedwig fan. Are you going to review Clarkston at the Trafalgar? Yes. Any news on a West End Shucked production? No news, sadly, but these things can go quiet and then the corn can bubble back up to the surface sometimes.
I think that's Jared's answer to you saying about where were the Vikings from.
Tottenham. No, that's where he's seeing the game. That's the stadium.
Tottenham Hotspur.
I was like, Tottenham Vikings is not a thing.
No, that makes
Tottenham
sense.
is where the NFL game is happening. I said, where are the Vikings from? And Richie said, Scandinavia in full caps. Richie, you win today. Points for you. And I don't think anyone actually jumped in with the answer. And I still don't know. Cincinnati Bengals, New York Giants, Washington Redskins, although possibly they have a different name now for political reasons. Where else are we? RSC Backstage Tour is very good. I've not done enough backstage tours in my lifetime.
John Proctor's just been republished with the Broadway cover. Thanks, Kate.
Perfect. Are you going to check out Stranger Things Season 5? I will. I watched the first 4 seasons in anticipation of the play, and I do need closure. Heard from the cast you were at Loki, so the play has Elephant today. I'm the production manager, and the cast were overjoyed to spot you. We were overjoyed to watch it, Rose. It was terrific. It was really lovely. It's probably the most positive youth theatre experience watching a show I think I've ever had. It was really, really charming. Thank you for the return flight tip. Went to LA for the first time a couple of weeks ago. Pokemon World Championships. Jealous of you and your life. That sounds great. Got a 3 p.m. to 10 a.m. overnight flight on the return, and my sleep is still utterly wrecked. It happens.
Yeah.
It happens. Ryan's going to grab a cookie. We're getting there, people. We're getting there. Do you think...
Oh, yes. Avia's right. When we were talking about bookstores, it's the Calver bookstore and theatre opposite the Young Vic.
Yeah. Do you think the West End need Billy Elliot back or Beauty and the Beast? I think Billy Elliot, having been gone for longer, will come back sooner. And as long as it waits long enough, I wouldn't be surprised if it toured again, actually. Billy Elliot will always do well with a UK audience.
I'd like to see that production back again.
Yeah. I'm seeing Beauty and the Beast on tour for my birthday with my mom. That's really nice.
Time.
We celebrated your birthday by seeing Mary Poppins. All the casting for Kilworth happens in London. I know where it happens. It doesn't change how it happens. Do you think Come From Away or Babies will ever come back to the UK? I think Babies sooner. But yeah. Seems like a lot of regional... That made it sound like I know something. And I have my suspicions, but I don't explicitly. Seems like a lot of regional and community theatres in the US are doing Come From Away this year, which feels like a statement. It is, and it's also just a licensing.
It's just the places can do it. This happen. It's like Waitress being everywhere. It's the rights have been freed up for other people.
Because you just saw the Dear Evan Hansons all starting to come through.
It just means it's unlikely that you're going to see the OG staging.
Yeah. The only Broadway theatre that possibly might be able to manage 4 wheelchair users in the cast is the Lyric, I think, and Harry Potter and the Cursed Child isn't leaving there anytime soon, unfortunately. All the more reason why it should. Please can you straighten your Suff's playbill that's behind you in all your videos? I can, and I one day will, but it asks more of me than you realize. Mickey Jo, can you help me? How do I get the sheet music for the Little Big Things? Please, been looking for ages. Has it been published?
I don't think it has, but because now they've got the licensing, it means that there'll probably be a higher chance
it will get published. The only other thing you could do is email or message the writers really, really nicely. Talking about Soho Place, I can't wait for The Spy Who Came In From the Cold transfer. So happy Rory Keenan is reprising his role as Alex.
I forgot what's happening.
Me too. I moved from London to USA and I miss being able to have such a vast choice on musicals. Like in London, there is hardly anything here. Well, it depends on where you are in the USA. Because London and New York have always been pretty comparable.
But the rest of it, the other states aren't. So you forget like how big the US is. 448
Psychosis Pro Shot would be difficult. I think there's such a thing about being in the room and that communal experience. But then that's just all theatre to some extent. Are you booked in for any Christmas shows or pantomimes yet? No, but we're beginning to make plans because I like to do a bunch of pantos. Didn't do any pantos last year. Didn't do any pantos. Would like to this year. Another thing we do is we do a little Midlands and Northern round trip.
To see the regional
to see the regional festive season programming and Singing in the Rain at Royal Exchange. I've always wanted to go to the Royal Exchange and I haven't been before. Have you been before? There you go. We can tick it off together. If you don't know, it looks like a spaceship inside of a classic old exchange hall. Fascinating theatre. But also the cast they've just announced. Fantastic. Fantastic. So that one's on the list. I saw Evita and loved it, but found the story tough to follow. That's the criticism that launched 1,000 speculations on its Broadway trajectory. Yes. I need Sing Street to come back so I can actually see the whole show, as I missed the first 15 minutes as I had an issue with my ticket and it was double booked. Oh no! What a shame. I hope it does. I hope it does. More like there's such an energy to that show and those songs that really beget something special. Ari, the standing ovation at Goodnight Oscar. Yes, it was for him playing the piano. I did it on a rush. Not a chance I could afford it otherwise. I hope you have better luck next time. You and me both. Although better luck next time is a very triggering phrase because that's what they tell you when you lose the lottery on the state exam. Some parts of Avenue Q haven't aged too well. Yeah, she wants an update. She wants an update for sure. And not just the lines in For Now. When I went to New York for the first time, I met Daniel Radcliffe at stage door for Merrily We Roll Along. So did we. My teenage cousin, who is not at all Asian, played Christmas Eve in her high school production of Avenue Q, complete with the accent. I have no clue what adults okayed that. It was, the earlier 2000s and even the 2010s, I feel like very quickly we've realized a lot of stuff is not okay. Jimmy Lloyd Avenue Q, where the actor for Rod comes out in his underwear for no specific reason. No, the puppet. The puppet has to be in black underwear and covered in stuffing. I don't know how to extend this metaphor, but it has to, it's very clear to me that it has to be the puppet. Just wanted to ask if you have seen every Sondheim Pro shot. If not, I thought that I was about to say, if not, why not? If not, which haven't you seen? I have not seen Passion. I started it and I didn't finish it. I've never seen Passion the whole way through. I'm sorry, Donna Murphy. I'm sorry, Marin. I'm sorry, Jerry. I have not seen Passion the whole way through. And I think the Lapone Cerberus Audra one might also, the concert may also have had a pro shot. Haven't seen that. I've seen most of them. I lived on Into the Woods. I watched Sunday multiple times. I watched the Little Night Music movie. That was rough. I watched The Funny Thing Happen on the Way to the Forum movie. That was interesting. Any Sondheim pro shots you conspicuously haven't seen? Any Sondheim pro shots you haven't seen?
Quite a few, to be honest.
There you go. There you go. I've done reasonably well.
Kate messaged on here because so that you'd see it. Said Minnesota Vikings.
Minnesota Viking. I would not have got that. Minnesota Vikings. Thank God that we got there eventually. I own them all on DVD. It's so niche. I feel like a drama teacher. That's a great collection, Ryan. That's a terrific collection. Any future international theatre plans? Beetlejuice is playing in Prague. Is it? Wow. Do you know the trouble is I always find out about these things too late. I feel like I need correspondence around the world.
I actually didn't see anything about the Prague one. So this is the first time I'm seeing about it.
These things take us by surprise. If you're an international theatre fan, if you're living in a country in Europe, really any of them, outside the UK, assume I know what's going on in the UK, not even Ireland. Like, please let me know there as well. But do just send me a message if something interesting is happening. Non-replica musical production, something interesting, something that's getting a lot of local buzz in the new musical world, or just something that you think is a piece of theatre worth traveling around the world to see. We will travel. We will travel for theatre. So do let us know. Hey guys, I've been to see Fleur East and Tina and 101 Dalmatians today. Have you seen them and what did you think? Saw Dalmatians on tour, so haven't seen Sydney Christmas, and saw Tina a couple of years ago the last time. Haven't seen Fleur East, but assume she's pretty great. We saw her do a bit of it at West End Live.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed the shows. What else do we have here? I would love a non-replica professional production of everybody's talking about, Jamie. I'd be intrigued. I'd be intrigued by one, yeah. What would you love to see at Regent's Park next year? I sort of think I know what it is, which makes it hard to speculate. But it's a show that's been mentioned in the last 2 hours and 36 minutes, which does not narrow the net much because we've talked about a lot, but let that play on your mind. Do you think Benjamin Button will tour or come back in some form? I hope so. Like a whack-a-mole, I'm pretty confident it's going to pop up somewhere. Like a whack-a-mole, but one that you pay money to watch and cry about, not the one you hit with a stick. A whack-a-mole. Idea, revival of Sweet Charity with Ariana DeBose, Joy Woods, and Jasmine Amy Rogers. Problem is they're all charities. They are all charities. So that's tricky. They should do Tarzan at Regent's Park. Imagine. I, for a long time, wanted them to do a Little Mermaid with a big fish bar. Just a big tank. And they just like have flotation devices on the top. I think it has legs.
They've done water.
I think it has legs or tails.
They have done a water tank before.
How much of a water tank?
I got drenched, so it was decent.
My kind of joking and kind of not for Regent's Park is Miss Saigon, and they land a helicopter in the playing space. I know it would be loud. I know it would be windy, but think of the immersion. Think of the atmosphere. Yeah, Ellie, I concur. Drag queen Frank, yes. Trans Frank, no. Yeah, on the subject of Rocky Horror. Do you think Hugh Jackman is going to be in The Greatest Showman musical on stage? No. The arts camp I attended as a kid had their teenage campers perform Rocky Horror this summer.
Wow.
That's a choice. That feels like something that would be in like a theatre camp style movie where they're making a shocking joke, but maybe art based on life. Trans Columbia, on the other hand, Take My Money. Yeah. Trans Magenta. Everyone else. My brain has randomly been going Benjamin Button and Aloin Keane since I saw it. Any tips to get an earworm out of your head?
Just embrace it.
Just embrace it. Or what's the crass thing people say about getting out of relationships? The only way to get over someone is to get under somebody else. I'm so sorry at half midnight for lowering the tone, but that, in my experience, is also the only way that you get an earworm out of your head is to replace it with a new one.
That's very true.
Yeah, that's the only thing that got Footballers' Wives out of my head at the Fringe was Hot Mess. And traveling to London in September, says Sarah Moore, and plan to meet a friend. She doesn't go to much theatre. Which show would you recommend I take her to between Benjamin Button, Operation Mincemeat, or Oliver? One of the first two. I love all three. But for someone who doesn't theatre much, one of the first two, because Oliver is very like singy-songy, they're going to clap along during Consider Yourself, and it's exactly what people think musicals are. But mincemeat surprises people, and Benjamin Button surprises people.
Depends on if you think them are a comedy person or they like romance films. Because like Benjamin Button is good if somebody's into reading a lot of like fiction books or likes a good cry.
Do they watch TV quiz show? Do they watch Only Connect? Or do they go for coastal walks? Are they outdoorsy? Do they have dogs? Or do they do crossword puzzles? One of those things was Benjamin Button, one of those things was mincemeat. It's generalizing, but like it's hard to make recommendations. Do you guys have any tips on how to go to New York for cheaper, as I dream to go for my birthday? Well, the thing I was about to say is go at a cheaper time of year. You can't move your birthday. That's not your fault. There are more inexpensive times to go.
The best thing is to time when you book tickets for stuff.
Yeah. Because
a lot of the like flight providers will do the big like New Year's deals and Christmas deals, and similarly with shows, I recommend rush.
If you're determined enough, you can get those rush
If you're not specific on certain shows, or you book one show to make sure you've definitely got that show. Rushing tickets sometimes can just get you better than what you would if you were buying the tickets in advance.
Yeah, food is expensive, but portion sizes mean you do not need to eat 3 meals out a day.
If you're British and going to America, you'll end up finding how food goes a long way, and you don't need as many meals in America.
If you have brunch at a diner, you are not eating until the evening.
Yeah, that is one thing I will say. You don't end up actually eating.
And I say this as someone who likes to eat in New York. Thanks to your review, I added an Oscar at the Crown matinee to my next London trip. Very nice. So it's going to be Benjamin Button, Clarkston, Born with Teeth, Lady Gaga, and Oscar at the Crown.
Lady Gaga and Oscar at the Crown is a great one.
Perfect. Excellent work. I got tickets to Parade at the Kennedy Center before the chaos. That's the only reason I went. No, I understand. And I think if I lived in Washington, D.C., I think I would find it so challenging, and I would still have wanted to support the touring company of Parade. So I don't begrudge anyone the decision they make in navigating.
It's an impossible one.
That situation, because you're also not funding anything inherently. It's just sort of an indication of
it's
not even allegiance, but it's just ego. It's just ego. It doesn't actually mean anything. The money from the Kennedy Center is not going anywhere towards anything. It's just ego. Every Death Becomes Her casting announcement is for the gays. Victoria Hamilton Barrett says Ellie for Death Becomes Her casting. No one's talking about Ernest Menville in all of this. No one's talking about Ernest. I feel sad for him. Hadley Fraser. Michael Gibson.
I can say Michael Gibson.
Get Michael Gibson back to musical theatre. Do you guys have any information for the possible O'Mary West End transfer? I don't know what you mean. So I'd have thought. Is Death Becomes Her asking is Death Becomes Her coming to London is already the new Is Beetlejuice coming to London? Yeah. I will gladly see both when they do, but not necessarily at the same time.
Leica.
I'm not familiar with Leica.
Coraline.
Do you know I've never seen Coraline?
It's that style. It's a very specific style of animation.
Please feel free to end the stream when you guys get tired. We will. We are approaching the 3rd hour. It is nearly 1 a.m. and all of those things are signs to conclude. So we'll probably decelerate for 10 minutes, if that's okay. That's okay. And we'll try and get through as many of these as we can at pace. I love seeing the Groff in Death Trap. It was on St. Martin's Lane, the white interior one. Is that the Duke of York's?
Not Coward. White interior one. Yeah.
David said the Noel Coward, I think. Idiot said, the Jamie Lloyd bubble is going to burst, in my opinion. He's been working for a great many years. He's now having very big, very public success, but the man has been working for far longer than people have been paying attention to him on this kind of a scale, but he's been celebrated for a very long time. Last time I watched Maybe Happy Ending, the person sat next to me was spite watching because she wanted to see the performance that bested Groff at the Tony's. Fair enough. Minnesota Vikings, there you go. They're now the Washington Commanders. Thank you. I thought there was something there I wasn't abreast of. Good morning, Jackie from Australia. It's a double show Saturday with Tarzan and Beetlejuice.
What a
wow. What's the connection there? Tarzan and Beetlejuice. What's the 2-show day theme?
Films on stage.
No, we can be more specific. Snakes?
It's a snake. A stage adaptation of Tarzan.
The meeting of men from cultures removed from your own. Bananas. It's bananas. It's bananas. I'm not willing to expand on that. You can all do the work. Bradley says, you need to check out Epic the Musical. The concept album's finished. Would love your thoughts on which medium would serve it best. It's only a matter of time before I listen to Epic because it is very popular. It's very talked about. So I will before too long. Ellie says, give me Regent's Park Come From Away, please. Oh, Regent's Park Come From Away.
That'll be good.
You need to go to the Morgan Library when you are in NYC again to celebrate Ragtime. It's stunning. Timed entry, although there might be availability unless a new exhibition is starting. I'd love to. We need to, every time we try and go to a library in New York, they're closed because we are foolish. Just booked a front row seat for the producers. Any idea what the views will be like? The Garrick stage can be a little high sometimes, but I don't think
there's much set issues.
It's not an intricate set, so you should be fine. Lynette Blue has previously shown up and bought a ticket to the Morgan Library for what it's worth. Any chance you guys will be seeing Back to the Future in Australia in 2025/26? I don't know.
Likely.
We're desperate to get to Australia, but it will be to see shows that we can see only there. It would be odd to time going to Australia to see productions that we'd already seen previously. And there's been a couple of previous occasions where I've thought, is now the time? Is this the moment?
I mentioned that to you before about Discord.
Have you ever considered setting up a Discord server as a nice space for theatre discussion? I've considered it.
Because Brendan has one.
There's a Wait in the Wings Discord. I know this. I don't know that I want to brand one necessarily. I'm very happy to exist within a space like that and to participate in it. I think community is a terrific thing. I just don't know that I want to be a figurehead of that necessarily. But if it means creating space for conversation, like I love when people chat with each other in the comments here and talk about and answer each other's questions and give theatre recommendations. So I like that. And so I like, in terms of bringing people together, that's nice. I just don't, hair in my mouth. I'm just sitting here. How did that happen? Did it like fall out of my head? How does that happen when it's just suddenly there? Where did that come from? Scientists, answer me. What was I saying?
Setting up a space.
Yeah. I don't have the ego that people think that I do. So I don't crave that necessarily. Do you have any ideas if any musicals will play at the Donmar in the near future? I saw a great comment and sadly just didn't get it, but would love to get the chance to go again.
I don't know if I can do musicals. It feels like we're in a gap.
Not in the near future, but Timothy Sheeder will. Sheeder will.
It just might be a little gap away.
Will program musicals. I saw Screwtape Letters US tour. It was one of the best 2-person plays I've seen. Definitely recommend. Note that, everybody.
I didn't know that, but that's really sad. Because of the amount of young people that got to perform in very high quality shows.
This is Birmingham discontinuing the stage experience program.
And that makes me concerned that that's across the country.
Yeah.
Because it was all in ATG venues.
Yeah. Oh, I scrolled down. We're getting there, though. We are getting there. I know you mentioned Andrew and Jamie have been having drama, but Andrew was spotted at Evita the other night, so hopefully Jamie and Andrew have made up. I need Evita to not end here. I think peace is being found, is what I've begun to hear. I've been singing Brown Shoes for like a whole week now. Brown Shoes is my favorite too. That is my favorite song from Sing Street. What is yours?
Up.
There you go. Come to Leeds, says Isaac. What are you doing at Christmas in Leeds? What is Leeds doing at Christmas?
Christmas Carol.
Christmas Carol. The play?
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel. I have mixed feelings about Christmas Carol as a play because
that's one that Claudia got just the names for.
Ah, well, that's fun. But I'm mad at the country, and I don't think I get cross when I've said this so many times. People have heard me say this before. I get cross when countries that don't do enough to feed impoverished children continue to produce A Christmas Carol without irony, because we don't understand it. We don't understand what Dickens was saying in any part of A Christmas Carol, and yet it's so many places around the country every year. Christmas Carol. Mad. Do you think Starlight will ever go back to Broadway given its history there and its broadly successful rebirth here?
No.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think New York, maybe. Greater New York, like somewhere, if they found
Las
somewhere
Vegas,
to do it.
yes.
Yeah, I don't think Broadway.
Because he did Vegas before and did a separate run.
Yeah.
I think. So.
Mickey says, hi guys, I'm coming to London next week to see more shows.
Yay!
Woohoo! Woohoo! We're seeing a couple shows in London next week too. Are you going to see the new cast of Back to the Future anytime soon?
We currently don't have a trip booked in.
No, I don't. Yeah. Do you think the Thursday Murder Club will become a play? I've not seen it.
Possibly.
You tell me.
That type of casting bracket would be quite fun.
I don't know how much you tabletop, but Dropout has a tabletop role-playing game set in NYC where Sondheim is an NPC. I'm intrigued. I have a D&D past. I'm not ashamed to admit. Too bad the Italian production of Spring Awakening closed a few years ago. Best theatre experience I've ever had in my country. Wow. I would love for Rocket Man, the Elton John biopic, to be turned into a musical. Tinker with the book a little. And yeah, I think an interesting musical could be made about the entire stretch of his life, going right up to now. Beetlejuice is still in Prague. It is in Czech, unfortunately. I haven't seen it, but they're currently selling for October, November dates. Wow, and £50 top tier tickets.
Wow.
£50 top price, everybody. Listen to that.
Oh my gosh, Kate.
Kate says, can't wait for Regent's Park, Diana.
It can't. It's a royal park.
Imagine it's a royal park.
It can't.
There's a Diana thing in Regent's Park. I know the Diana Memorial is in Hyde Park by the Serpentine.
And the playgrounds in that one as well.
Yes, but there is like there's a Diana something.
Mm.
There's a Diana fountain in Bushy Park. There is a Diana Memorial in Hyde Park. I think there's a Regent's Park Diana thing. but yeah,
it can't happen.
They can't do Diana.
It's a no-no. I know that's a joke anyhow, but also it just actually couldn't, even if it wanted to.
Yeah. Nikki's just home from singing in a local blues jam.
Oh, very fun.
How fun. I sang 2 songs from the Blues Brothers, which I'm going to see a show of soon. I was about to sing a song from Blues Brothers and then I forgot. Well, I heard about the fella you've been dancing with all over the neighborhood. Why did you ask me? But I only know that song because Alicia Dixon danced the jive to it on Strictly Come Dancing like 10 million years ago.
Yes, we have seen Only Meds in the Building. We have seen Only Meds in the Building.
Love Only Murders in the Building.
Oh, because of the tank. Oh. Because of Andrea Martin.
Oh, yeah. No, because of the musical that he did.
Yes. Oh, that's in season 1, yes.
Regarding Regent's Park Open Air Theatre next year, it would be great to see a show with lots of potential for some interesting Drew choreo. You'll get that.
Yeah.
You will get that.
Dance is definitely getting oofed.
Dance is back on the menu, boys.
Yay, Hot Mess.
Hot Mess is one of the best fringe shows I've ever seen. So glad to hear. So glad to hear. Do you think Just for One Day will make it to January? I hope so. I hope it does. I hope that by the day more and more people find out about that show, because
it's very rare for shows to close early.
Yeah, there's so many people in that generation who would.
I'm like 100% certain that Just for One Day will make it to Jan.
Speaking of immersion, I was reading about a production of Railway Children at a train station. A bunch of people mentioned the smell of trains. That was in London for a long time at the King's Cross Theatre, no longer exists there, but In the Heights was also there thereafter. One of my favourite theatrical experiences. Missed that production in that theatre. Regent's Park night music confirmed. That's before I said choreo. It's just over 1 month till Oedipus' first preview, and that's so exciting, and I can't wait for the rest of the cast announcement. I can't wait for the reviews, for the first preview buzz. It's been a long time since I've been this excited to hear how New York reacts to something. And I guess it's very rare to have had the opportunity to have seen something before Broadway. I can recommend going via Iceland or Ireland on your way over to New York. Defo cheaper.
Ashley was mentioning.
There you go.
Ashley has mentioned that before.
Go via Iceland or Ireland. Maybe we should try that. Open to it. I'm open to it. Licensing for Anne Juliet now available in Australia, so we'll have lots popping up in community theatre. That's a fun community theatre show. What part would you want to play? If the 24-hour musical next weekend is Anne Juliet, it won't be because it's not licensed here. But if it was, who would you want to be? Takes consideration.
Shakespeare, I think.
You want to be Shakespeare? You'd be a fun Shakespeare. I think I would want to be. If I'd start my head, I could be a really obnoxious Romeo. Or Francois. What's this? What's happening here?
Do you know what? Yes, probably maybe Happy Ending is probably the greatest comeback story in Broadway history.
Yeah.
That or Merrily We Roll Along when it returned, being such a juggernaut to say that it was such a flop the first time.
Yeah.
But for a show opening and people thinking it wasn't even going to open to them winning the Tony Award that season. Yeah. By far.
I don't know what. I shouldn't have touched my hair. Made it worse. Hi, you lovely guys. In New York to see my daughter in Moulin Rouge. So excited.
That's so cool.
That's amazing. We have a few friends in the building at Moulin Rouge. We love the company of Moulin Rouge. They were very nice to us when we visited backstage at the El Hirschfeld. So please say hello from us if you get the chance to. Say hello from Mickey, Jo, and Aaron. Love to everyone at Moulin Rouge. Amanda said bananas. Who got that first? Amanda, did you or I get that first? Bananas with Beetlejuice and Tarzan. Because they sing the song about the Harry Belafonte, but also gorillas.
Sally did extend its run.
Like me, do you miss the way shows used to feel when they opened 10 years ago compared to now? I feel like shows aren't as big of a deal now. To us, shows are a huge deal. Depends what you mean. It's probably the way that you engage with them. And
I feel like I think it's probably more press coverage.
Sure.
You don't see that press coverage anymore.
I think that's mainstream media caring a little less about the theatre, which is sad. Until it gets buzzy and exciting like an Evita, and then they're all over it. Or until it's the Olivier Awards, and then suddenly they care. Do you ever worry about coming across like a theatre snob? Meaning, do you worry how you come across? I think you have to. There's a balance of being self-aware, because we've all, I suspect, seen people on the internet who stop being self-aware and know that that's not a great thing. And I live in fear of the day that I lose all sense of self-awareness. And please let me know when that happens. But also, you can't be too consumed with considerations of how you're being perceived. I've done that before. It doesn't take me to good places. I don't think it takes anyone to good places. I think the only thing that you can be is honest, authentic, passionate, and thoughtful, and receptive. I listen to criticism. I read all the YouTube comments. I don't reply to all of them. I read every single comment on YouTube. And that's, I don't tend to worry. I probably do come across like a theatre snob. I think that probably comes with the territory of what I do. And I'll embrace that if that's what it is. I'm also, and you see it more in moments like this, or whenever you're holding a camera, considerably more ridiculous as a human being than I am when I'm sitting down talking about like critical discourse for 45 minutes at a time. I feel I come across in a way that's very serious, and I am on other occasions a fool. So there's that. Are you guys going to watch the tourcast of Moulin Rouge at some point? If we get the chance to, I would love to. Love EV11 says, I'm so excited for everything Wait in the Wings is doing right now and about to do. They're doing amazing things and growing to so much more than just like a YouTube channel. They're becoming a real force within the theatre industry globally in terms of preserving theatre history. And it's amazing seeing it. If you haven't seen the big announcement of what Wait in the Wings is doing, go and check out their YouTube channel, go and check out their Instagram page. They are doing a Broadway history drive at the West Bank Cafe in a couple of weeks in September. I think the weekend of the Broadway flea market. Everyone who's going to that, enjoy. I'm very jealous. Don't buy anything that I wouldn't, which is anything. So buy it all, have a great time. But yeah, they are continuing to pioneer, and yeah, they're amazing people. Yay for them. Thoughts about Black Swan musical heading to ART in Boston by Dave Malloy. I'm always excited for a new Dave Malloy. Very intrigued. Go to the Guthrie in Minnesota. They do Christmas Carol every year and then double book it with a Minnesota Vikings game. I can't wait. I lost the message. I can't wait for the part of the Elton John biopic musical where he is writing Tammy Faye. Pretty sure Richard Osman has mentioned a Thursday Murder Club play is in the works. I imagine it would sell quite well. A lot of these things get turned into play. Like,
that makes sense because I thought I'd heard about it being adapted.
Yeah. Cincinnati Shakespeare Company has an original Christmas show they do each year. Content advisory continues mild adult humor, not recommended for anyone who still believes in Santa. Greetings from New Jersey. Cue Kimberly Akimbo in New Jersey. Is there a revival you would like to see happen in 2026? Probably.
I can't speak.
Can't speak.
Not that one. Because
you immediately thought of something that you know is happening in 2026. I don't even know what you're thinking about. You're looking at me like I should. It's fallen out of my mind, whatever it is. You'll tell me later. Have you watched the US TV series The Gilded Age? No, but I want to. But I've never watched Downton. Should I watch Downton first before I watch The Gilded Age?
Yes.
That's what I think. That's what I think too. I mean, there's no plot reason to do it that way around. But
no, but I think you should, because I think it would be weird. To me, it would be weird to watch it the other way around.
Yeah.
Especially kind of as a Brit in a weird way.
Yeah. Mickey is Romeo, Aaron is Francois.
I'll play that.
But then we don't get to fall in love on stage. I missed your face then. I was going for. Why won't you move your head towards me? There we go. It's exciting for me, for Rob to finally be back in the Broadway ecosystem, as his last show was 1984, which was nearly a decade ago. Rob Icke. This is Robert Icke. I just hope it's really well received. I hope it's
because you loved it.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I hope it blazes its way through Broadway the same way it did here. Apparently going via Dublin means you can do US border security before you get on the flight from Dublin to the US. That's huge if true.
I did not know that.
Because the wait at JFK can be significant. First time we ever went to New York, 3-hour wait. 3-hour wait at JFK. We were stood in the line for 3 hours. We had hours to kill, thankfully. Paper Mill Playhouse in New Jersey is doing 1776 this coming April. I don't recall you ever mentioning 1776. Nope, never seen it. Does not get done here, as you would expect. April is often a time when we're in New York. It's a busy time to be in New York. Sometimes it's overwhelming to visit during April because of the way everything's happening in the Broadway season. Veronica says, my boyfriend is now on his way home from the airport after being away for a week. Oh, that's nice of you. I've missed him so much, and you made the last few hours of waiting fly by. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Hope you have a great weekend too. Always so lovely to have you here. Where are we? My husband and I went to the Fringe last week for the first time ever. We saw 8 musicals plus a few other shows, and our 2 favorites were Potty the Plant and Hot Mess, which we saw because of you. I'm so glad. I love both of those shows. Amanda was typing bananas as you. We're connected. There you go. Same wavelength. Both thinking about the bananas. 2-part question. What are your opinions on the revival cast of Merrily not being cast in the film project? And do you think it's wise to be on YouTube at gone 1 a.m.? Wise or not, we're here and it's happening.
They wanted to do the filming with Merrily when it was like them aging up, which is the opposite way around to how Merrily, the stage show, has been directed by Maria.
Yeah.
That's why they're wanting to be able to follow them
it's Richard Linklater doing the same thing he did with
That's what he's trying
Boyhood.
to do. He's trying to do that when they're doing the scenes, they're actually the age they are when they're doing it.
Yeah.
But then what ended up happening was they had to recast one of the roles, so they've already had to kind of slightly go back on what they were saying.
Gives me anxiety just thinking about it.
The thing is, will we see it? Who knows?
Yeah.
Lots can change.
Going to happen? Have we been out of focus this whole time because it's focusing on the plant? These are the questions. Like Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd in Moonlight.
We missed Flop. We were intrigued by it.
It's because he didn't start until after we'd
that's
left.
why.
He was later in the month.
I would have liked to have seen it.
I'm hoping to get the chance to see it. That was in response to the little mini monologue I was giving before about myself, while saying that I wasn't self-indulgent. Good morning from Australia. Good morning, Ellen in Australia. Good morning to you. Thank you, everybody, for some kind words. I think it's very nice. You went to the actual... Nikki went to the actual Moulin Rouge in Paris last month and Disney. How could you not? How could you not? I would like to do the actual Moulin Rouge in Paris. Look at you two somewhat keeping up with the comments, lol. We fell way behind, but then we brought it back. Oh, you're off to Finland in October. Fun. How fun. I want to see Death Note in Japan, but I'm starting music college next month. Well, life's going to happen. Will you see the 10-year Palladium Panto with Catherine Tate?
I haven't seen the Palladium Panto in a couple of years, so
I'd like to.
Yeah. I like Catherine Tate.
Meg says, I feel there is a huge lack of completely original musicals out at the moment. Everything seems to be a movie, adaptation, or revival. What are your thoughts on this? It's not greatly different to how it's always been. I think, if anything, we're seeing a few more. Not in the major West End and Broadway houses, although this season on Broadway...
Maybe Happy Ending.
Maybe Happy Ending, Dead Outlaw, Operation Mincemeat. Like, very original concepts. I think... There was a thing the other day about statistics from this Broadway season specifically, and someone said it's because we're all sick of jukebox musicals. And I was like, where were the There were 2. There was Wonderful World and Just in Time. And I guess Buena Vista is technically a jukebox, but it doesn't feel the same. I think we're rounding a corner in terms of original stories, but also it's only going to work commercially if people actually go and see them and people support these shows. And so it's tricky because, people ask for something, but then ultimately it's like, do they just want Beetlejuice? And that's no shade on Beetlejuice. It's just the thing that gets talked about a lot. Thank you. Thank you for the 90s boy band hair compliment. I have it when I have just washed it and it doesn't get ploofy because of the humidity and it's like equally parted down my face and it's wet, and it's very much giving Backstreet's Back, and it's on the top of my head.
You do US customs
Dublin well, we've learned something this evening. There you go. When you flew from Toronto, didn't you clear US customs Toronto? We did, yes. We'd already, by that point, we'd already flown from London to Montreal
to Halifax,
Halifax to Gander, Gander to Toronto, and then Toronto to New York. So by that point,
we did so many flights.
It was moot. The time spent in airport was moot because we'd already Spent so many hours in various airports.
It was way
around
too used to
Canada.
planes at that point.
It was like 3 Canadian provinces, technically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, 4.
4. Hear me out. In the Heights at Regent's Park. I would love.
Yeah.
The usual Regent's Park audience may find that contemporary. My comment before on how theatre felt before, I mean just the buzz in general. Seeing a show in the West End used to be a big deal. Now seeing a show isn't special. I think that's more of a personal thing. Because I feel a sense of that in terms of like the real magic that sitting in the stalls used to have when I was a child and like the impact of it all. And I still enjoy theatre every time, other than when I don't, for reasons that I articulate in reviews. But I think a slight lessening of the impact of actually going is my own fault for going so often. I think that's just a reality of that. If you have cheesecake for pudding every day, then it's not the same as not having cheesecake for a month and then having cheesecake and you're gonna be like, oh my God, cheesecake. You're not, it can be the best cheesecake every day, but you're not going to nightly be like, do you know what? Cheesecake. It changes. Did that make any sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cheesecake. Did you see really good exposure in the Fringe? Sadly not. Sadly not. We will always miss great shows at the Fringe. Everybody will. Everybody will. There's too much amazing stuff. I wonder if Ike Macbeth could potentially go to New York instead of London if Oedipus is well received. Yes, although Oedipus couldn't have been much better received here, so let's not punish London. What's the funniest showstop that you've seen? The Pope Mobile in Sister Act. Because the front row of nuns didn't get the memo that the back row of nuns had left, and Claudia Karaoke had to go and rescue Leslie Joseph, who was giving it full nun on the front, committing that one. American Idiot, still my favorite jukebox musical, controversially. I don't think that's controversial.
No, it's good.
That's a perfectly decent favorite jukebox musical.
It's decent. It's interesting.
What's mine? Favorite jukebox. Favorite jukebox. I think Beautiful is one of the better bio musicals, but I don't love that genre because I think inherently they all have an issue with trying to instill tension. And it's like, are we going to be successful? It's like, well, I'm pretty sure you are because we know what the future looks like. Do you have a favorite jukebox musical that springs to mind? We'll think of one down the line and then we'll be like, that one. That one. Where are we? Where are we? Hello, Christopher. Love back to you in Los Angeles. We're at the final few questions now. Did you comment on Aaron Debate already? I haven't listened to it yet. What musicals do you think lend themselves best to an outdoor space like Regent's Park? Any ones you'd love to see in the future? Any and all. I think it just offers nothing but creative possibility. And I find that very exciting. And you can have something that feels married to the space, like a Brigadoon, where it's beauty in its nature and it's the peaceful natural world. Or you can have something that feels really incongruous to the space, like Legally Blonde, and it can still be a campy, slightly ridiculous delight. Newsies was not what I was alluding to for Regent's Park over here, so you can sleep. I was not alluding to Newsies. Not going to Rachel's Palladium concert, but I hope that you have a fantastic time. I want nothing but success for her. Eva says, I've said it for years, but I've always thought Macbeth was perfect for Ike, as the power politics in the play are something you see in all his work in some... Yeah, it tracks. My funniest was Brian Conley last week, stuck mid-air in the DeLorean. That sounds traumatizing. I'm still not over the UK meaning of pudding. Yes, pudding equals dessert. Americans, as in just like you have dinner and then you have pudding. I think it's a general term for whatever it is. Showstop at Greece last week. Grease lightning, car broke, 20-minute break, and then finished the number with the car on stage. Had time to do the fun house during the stop.
Oh,
perfect.
That's fun.
Smart of you. I got to go see Rock Me Amadeus in Vienna the other month, and I think that may be up there as my favorite jukebox musical. See, you find fun theatre around the world, Eva. I'm constantly impressed and surprised. Just got back from my first Edinburgh Fringe, says Matthew. The recommendations you all gave were great.
Yay.
And Hull was by far one of my favourite productions. Well, that's a great note for us to begin to conclude this live stream on, is The Joy of Hull. Is Girl from the North Country technically a jukebox? Yes. Yeah, very much so. I loved Forever Plaid. When talking about unoriginal ideas, just remember Moulin Rouge the musical is based on a movie based on the opera La Bohème, which itself is based on a book from 1851. Yeah. Love going to Regent's Park and watching theatre in the moonlight.
Yeah.
Ellie just quoting The Joy of Hull. But yes, well, we have arrived at the end of the comments. 3 hours and 15 minutes in. 22 minutes after 1 a.m. Listen, we've gone later and we've gone longer, but I think that for tonight is probably where we're going to conclude. Thank you for joining us, everybody.
Thank you.
We've had some nice chats. We have. It's been nice to hear about everyone's theatrical plans and recent experiences. We will do another live stream next weekend. I'm never good at announcing these in advance unless it's like Tony nominations, but mark your calendars for Sunday night next week, because it's going to be my birthday. And I will come on here and chat to you all on the evening of my 30th birthday next Sunday, which will be after Erin and I have done the 24-hour musical. If anyone is local to the Surrey area and wants to come and watch the 24-hour musical, you can see us both performing. We don't know what the show is going to be. I hope it's Beauty and the Beast, because I just think that play, imagine this as Lumiere Cogsworth. Like, either way round, it works. It works either way. But thank you. I don't feel a day over 1,996. But yes, do come and see us in the 24-hour musical if you can. Thank you for the bananas, Amanda. It means a lot. And stay tuned. More reviews and videos in the coming days between now and then. In the meantime, I hope as always that everyone is staying safe and that you have
a stagey day.
Yeah. I was going to do like an alternating, like Phoebe and Rachel doing the voice answering thing. Have a stagey day! Exclamation point. There you go. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye.